Good morning, wonderful people, great Biafrans, wherever you are on the face of this very planet. We welcome you to another edition. This is an emergency broadcast this very morning in the land of Biafra. Depending on where you are, I say good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to some of you. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the Indigenous people of Biafra all over this very planet Earth, and by the very special grace of the Most High Elohim, a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. We are live and we are direct this morning. We are on my page, of course, which we know that Facebook is suppressing, doing all they can. The very criminal, deceptive, corrupt, colonizing Facebook is at it once again. I welcome each and as I told you yesterday that I will try and make it this morning to look at what the fool, the mask-wearing idiot, has to say. And we were not surprised that he did not say anything very, very important or something noteworthy. But today is a very massive day in the lives of our people. And we are sitting at home right across Biafra land. And I'm sure that people are listening to us at this precise moment. Everywhere is on lockdown in Biafra land because we are under one divine command. We are doing the work that Elohim have asked us to come to do. We are going to pray this morning as always because we are nothing without the grace of the Most High. We are going to pray a very simple prayer that our enemies will, of course, be put to shame. It is a psalm that I love very, very much. Psalm number 70. Psalm number 70. Absolutely important that we pray this prayer this very morning. The whole world is waking up to this. I'm sure that even our Oduduwa brothers and sisters, our brethren from Yoruba land, they are listening right across the world. I have seen some pictures. Some people have now come out to join the protest of Oduduwa that is going on right across the world. I've just seen some pictures, and it is a welcome development. The zoo is moving straight ahead, should I say precipitously, into an inevitable crash and disintegration. And I am very, very glad to say that we are at the vanguard, at the forefront of this very effort. This very effort. In fact, even OPC have spoken. Those opposing Yoruba agitation for self-determination are political opportunists. Things are happening everywhere. If you are IPOB this very morning, you need to pat yourself on the back. You have done very well. All those years, in fact, I'm not going to say much. Let me give glory to Elohim first of all before we proceed. I will also pray in the language of heaven, please. You need to bear, because that is the as the angels are bringing our message to the Most High. They say it in Igbo language. And that is the language that I'm going to pray in this very morning, because things are happening. Things are happening. Things are happening. Amazingly. Amazingly, things are happening. There is no way. Ọ bụ ụzọ dị anya ka ga-eji wee fee onye nwe m na Chineke nna, n'ihi na ụbọchị nke otu obi bụ anyị so aṅụrị, obi jupụtara anyị na aṅụrị n'ihe na-eme n'ụwa niile, ebe niile na-eme mkpọtụ site n'ozi ọma nke gị onwe gị bụ Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile si n'aka ụmụ gị bụ ndị IPOB wee na-arụ, ndị akụnitere si na ha bụ ụmụ Chineke. Anyị wee na-arịọghị ezi Chineke nna nke eluigwe, na-arịọghị isi gị biko ma ọsọ ọsọ onye ọ bụla anụ ya na-achị ka iwe zọpụta ndị gị, bịa ngwa ngwa ka iwe bịa nyere anyị aka. Gị onwe gị bụ Elohim Adonai El Shaddai, bịakwa ka iwe tinye ha n'ụzọ ihere nakwa ọgba aghara, bụ ka ha rapụ ndị chọrọ mkpagbu ndị IPOB, bụ ndị chọrọ imemile ụmụ gị bụ ndị Biafra. Bịa ka iwe chụghachi ndị dị etu azụ, tinyekwa ha n'ọgba aghara dịka isi wee tinye zu n'ọgba aghara n'ụbọchị nke taa, bụ ka ha rapụ ndị chọrọ mkpagbu ụmụ gị. N'ihi ihe adakwasịwo ndị zuu. Bịa ka iwe chụghachi ndị dị etu azụ, ka ụgwọ ọlụ ha bụrụ ihere nke onwe ha. Ndị ya mgbe gara aga bụ ndị na-achị anya ọchị, si na-asị aha lekwene ka ọnọdụ ha si wee dị n'ụbọchị nke taa. Ịtụwe anya ugo onye nwe m, ụwa niile na-eme mkpọtụ onye nwe m na Chineke nna, site n'ọrụ ebube nke gị onwe gị rụrụ, site na mbọ ụmụ gị na-agba nwere onwe nke ha onwe ha. Nna nke igwe, iwe etuwe anya ugo Koga Buan Yuko one in a way onion to Nolu. And you were not saying you want your Bundanachi Louis, Bundu Butono Biango, and Megonium, and you want your Bundiwe Ezi Honanebe Zopotageno. A Cobian and Budina is in this. Can you jagem? Chineken and Kigwe, can you tell you where we see again? Oh no, Bonania, Kirian Nekereman, Omagoneker, and I get Buya Hansolu, sitting a big Marone big. Nihin Onion on Ampa. Umobone Kanye Bonum Chineken and Kigo, when help Lancanya by the Comaka Bondena Sasson, half I will not Roiki way, men, one way Zopotan, and I can't join him. Nihin Obanani Bone and Macanani Bonian Zopota, Nanibu Chineken and Kusunilenk, and Diaga, be cut of Colambe. Biaki we made me last zoo, no botinketa. Biaki we tit wobo, de quensun to look at an onanke bread and goes. Camragin a bread, Honana, Mobane Banino, Kiri we, Chane Banino, Kiwe, Chequa is no labo IPOB, no one in no blood and then no longer Bundani no botinketa. Kahara Bundikunis and Nagagan on Nanke Brandy to Agagano. Kahara Sinapa on 100 governor. Nandi in case for 100 administrator on the Flani Webatrano, Bodani, Chineken and Kiguinagabun candidate to Agala Hani, you never not Chineken. Nihi ne kwade gato anyi we puranye egwunanya iwe puranye egwunanya Chineke nna eze bebede ngozi anyị we na ajage ma we na etogi we na gozi aha nso gị omo gị bone kreli gwe maka elo ụwa ka iwe na tutu ni na nsọpụ ni na jamma niile site na ebige maro na ebige bi ise we are going to move on speedily, and I want the world to know that Biafra land is locked down completely. People are saying 80% compliance. What is the meaning of 80% compliance? I want total lockdown everywhere. Complete shutdown. I am telling the volunteer command, Biafra land needs to be locked down until 6 p.m. tonight. Any idiot, any bagger, any fool, any non-entity that tries to defy this because their father is from Fulani, or Fulani has given them money, should be dealt with this very morning. Stupid people. When Fulani Janjaweed asked you to stay at home because of COVID-19, that doesn't exist in our land. All of you sat at home and did nothing. Today we're sitting at home to let the whole world know that the zoo is finished. And it is a direct order to volunteer command. This very day, Biafra land must be locked down completely and totally. That is, everywhere is on lockdown. Everywhere is on lockdown in Biafra land. I mean, everywhere is on lockdown. It is not about public holiday. It is lockdown. And that is how it is supposed to be. That is how it is supposed to be, because we own our land. We own it. Biafra land belongs to us. It is ours and nobody else's. And that is how it is going to be. I welcome each and every one of you. I am going to do the best I can this morning. I don't want to listen to some of the idiocy coming from Asorok. You are having, Diamond Jubilee, 60 years, Diamond Jubilee of the contraption zoo, moving from British direct rule to British indirect rule. Before 1960 was direct rule, now it's indirect rule. You're still controlled by Britain. I want to ask you a very simple question this very morning. Afternoon or night, depending on where you are. Was that address today from that idiot, was it the mask-wearing Jubil II? Was that a live broadcast or recorded? Of course it was recorded. You claim that whoever you call Buhari is alive. You claim you have a president. In that president's own country, they are doing a recorded broadcast. And the people are so foolish. People are so foolish, it is unbelievable. That is why each time I come live on air, they say you are insulting black people. I say I insult them because they are foolish. Nobody can rise up to ask, if I have a president, why a recorded broadcast? And as I said, I knew they would make a mistake. They always make mistakes all the time. I knew they were going to make a mistake. Even Channels Television, that John Momo, these are the people that will rise up tomorrow and tell about, oh, one Nigeria, because they are benefiting, their families are benefiting. They know it was a recorded broadcast, but they put live on it. Recorded broadcast. Absolutely appalling and abhorrent. That is what they do. These are liars and deceivers, and today we are going to dissect them. I want the pictures and videos of our 100% compliance sit at home to be everywhere. So that BBC, that agent of Fulani Janjaweedism, they won't come out tomorrow to come and write rubbish. As usual. Or Dave Umahi will not pay them to write rubbish. I am giving a director that to volunteer command in Ebonyi State to ensure that Ebonyi State is locked down till 6 p.m. You will see it. As I warned the zoo army and the zoo police, don't allow me to get angry. Any day I become upset and I give the order, you will run away from our land. You will run away from Biafra land. It has started. You will run from Biafra land. Now you understand that you're dealing with people who are not only learned but very highly intelligent. Now you will know. And the zoo will fall. That zoo is going to fall. It doesn't matter what you do. The zoo is collapsing. I want rigorous enforcement of this sit at home. Rigorous enforcement of it. Mad people everywhere. They think we are joking. They think we are joking. We own Biafra land. Biafra land doesn't belong to Ohanese. It doesn't belong to Pandev. It doesn't belong to any governor. No idiot. It belongs to the people. And the people have spoken. The people have spoken. And today, they are sitting at home in complete adherence to an order that was given. That is who we are. We are one people under one command. One people under one command. Biafra land is ours. And from now onwards, we enforce it. We are now going to let the world understand that we own the land itself. Not this Fulani Janjaweed agents in our midst. We own the land. The land belongs to us. And there is nothing, absolutely nothing the enemies can do. I want to play a clip for you. A very simple clip. It's a clip, please. I want it to be posted on my page. I want you to do a simple compare and contrast. And I do believe that the U.S. ambassador is listening. I also believe that the UK High Commissioner is listening. And also that Her Britannic Majesty, the Queen of England, is also listening to this very broadcast this morning. Or her agents may be listening and then they will bring it to her attention later on. I want you, what we have done is a very simple thing. Is to place the video that they played for you people, to you gullible animals in the zoo. The video they played for you this morning, claiming that is Buhari talking, and the video of the proper Buhari. The same time in 2015. 2015 Independence Anniversary, 1st of October 2015. I want you to compare and contrast 2015 Independence broadcast with the rubbish that you had this very morning. When people come here to listen to us or be part of this very gospel, which I'm sure that millions of you are following via IPOB community radio. I know that some of you are listening via satellite, some are listening via FM this very morning. Wherever you are in the blessed land of Biafra or elsewhere in the Zoological Republic, we know that you are following the events that is unfolding. And I'm sure that some of you very early this morning may have watched. Because we said yesterday that they are running scared. That was why they hastily put their video together. Maybe the person who brought the new mask from China managed to land after all, and they hastily put something together and they have broadcasted. And of course, you know it is deep fake. It is not real. And I'm going to prove it to you this morning that it is deep fake video. That is one thing that they don't understand. I warned them, don't bring out this idiocy, this ridiculousness, this foolishness. Anytime you try to do that, we are going to dissect it. Anytime you try to be too clever or you claim that you're clever, then we will make you understand that you are wasting your time. Here this morning we're going to do it. And I want it to be played. It's a very simple thing. Look at the grammatical sequencing of this very boy that spoke this morning, not this morning, in the recorded video that was played this morning, and listen to the old Buhari. You will see that grammar has changed. So Buhari all of a sudden has now gone to Cambridge. He can now pronounce words properly. I want you to do a simple compare and contrast, because that is where people go to school. People go to school to switch their brain into gear, to be able to discern, to be able to understand, to be able to distinguish, to be able to analyze. And this very morning, I am asking the whole world, especially black people, to look at these two videos and tell me if they are the same person. And to make matters worse, how can you be in a country and you're playing recorded broadcast and you claim you're a living president? That is not possible. Now it is something that I want the world to participate in and be a part of this very morning. Everybody who is fraudulently working, let me tell those Yoruba people working for Facebook, Oduduwa is going to be free very, very soon. Every Yoruba person working for Facebook, suppressing the truth and trying to allow Fulani Janjaweed to continue, you are going to face trial even in Oduduwa land. Because what you're doing is betrayal. What you're doing is treachery. Working with Facebook that have now gone and collected money from the Nigerian government in order to dish out falsehood, in order to suppress the truth. Because I understand that pictures and videos making rounds this very morning about the successful sit at home, that Facebook is busy removing them. I don't know why. And most of them are Yoruba people. Most of them are Oduduwa people who are working for Facebook. I want them to understand that they will face trial. You see that Facebook office, that criminal Facebook office in Lagos, as soon as Oduduwa is free, it will be shut down. There will be no Facebook in Lagos. I can assure them of that. Let them continue with their lies and their deception, helping or propping up a terrorist failing government of the zoo, a government of the Fulani cabal, a government of Photoshop, a government of deep fake video that was issued this very morning. That one, we're not going to broadcast in the morning. And then we are going to broadcast in the morning. No, we are going to broadcast from Ego Square. No more Ego Square. He will only go there to go and wave. These are the things that I want people to understand. These are the things that I want you to appreciate. I'm going to play it for you this very morning. I want you to listen to the voice of the old Buhari, should I say the Jubril II, because the former Jubril ran away from Cuba. After Abakari died, they went and recruited another one. The idiot now wearing a mask. Look at his English. Just listen very carefully, and then you will know. And I want that posted on my page as well, and I want that posted immediately for the whole world to know that these are liars and deceivers and that they're cheats. I want the world to understand the idiocy and the stupidness that has gone into constructing the brain of a Nigerian in the zoo called Nigeria. Very, very important, please. Listen and listen very carefully, please. I'm going to play it for you. Listen.
Strengthen public service. It will serve the government. This positive trajectory continues.
Positive trajectory. The old positive trajectory. Look at the pronunciation of the word trajectory. From this Jubril II. Just listen to the pronunciation. That tells you all you need to know. Now listen, please continue. So all of a sudden, after going through brain surgery, he forgot his mother tongue, but his English improved. He cannot speak Fufude, but his English somehow improved. That he can now pronounce trajectory very well. Pronounce it not even in a Fulbe accent or with a Hausa accent. Trajectory. Are you telling me that the old Buhari could have pronounced trajectory? Is that what you're telling me? Somebody who cannot pronounce ordinary government, who cannot pronounce the other room, is now pronouncing trajectory very cleanly and very clearly. And I told them, anytime you bring out this idiot, you are risking ridicule, and that's what we're going to bring them to this very morning. I want you to listen, please. Listen very, very carefully once again to the old and the new Buhari. But you're hearing the voice of the new Buhari first. It is on my page right now. I believe it is being posted. Go to my page and you'll be able to see it. The new Buhari versus the old one. And tell me why people with common sense will not be able to discern. Look at their faces. Look at the old Buhari, 80 years old. And look at the little boy with the plasticine, with silicone on his face. And then we'll proceed and we'll destroy them this morning. I told them, you will always make mistakes. Anytime you do any of this, your nonsense, there will always be mistakes. And it is my job and the duty of this noble family of IPOB all over the world to point that out for you. Deliberately, we did not insist on announcing or pre-announcing this program this morning. To know that the children of light, to be able to understand how many of them are tuned in. And many of them are listening. Many of them, if you have not downloaded IPOB Community Radio, then you're doing yourself a disservice. Download it. It is far more cheaper to listen on that very platform than any other. Cheaper than YouTube, cheaper than Facebook. 10 times cheaper than listening on Facebook. You must get IPOB Community Radio and be able to listen. Now, hear the recorded speech. A country of fraudsters. This is a country of deceivers, of liars. People, black liars. They lie, they deceive, and they cheat. Our job is to expose them by what comes out of their mouth, from what comes out of their mouth, we expose them. Look at the new Buhari that they have brought to you, Jubril II. Look at the old Buhari and tell me anybody with common sense. I want Queen Elizabeth. Look at the idiot that Queen Elizabeth is writing to about her anniversary. I want to ask, is this a human being? Look at his face. Now, listen again, please.
It will serve the government. This positive trajectory continued with a return to democratic government, which was truncated by another round of military rule.
Truncated by another round of military rule. Who truncated it? Is it not you, the person they claim you represent? Is it not you? Do you see how foolish foreign people are? He is talking about truncating democracy. In 1983, this set of fools, first Buhari is dead. This little boy here pretending to be Buhari. Let us assume, since you're pretending to be Buhari, and you're talking about truncating of democracy, was it not you that truncated democracy? And Facebook has come. As I've started to play this very voice now, they have started to remove people from listening on Facebook page because I said I want it posted. They have now started removing people. All of a sudden, it is now collapsing. The numbers are falling. This is what people don't understand. These are agents of neo-colonialism. They want you to remain in perpetual poverty. That idiot in Facebook office in Lagos, responsible for removing people who are listening on my page, you will pay very dearly for it. Now that we are letting the world understand about the fraud, the latest fraud, these are people that claim they love Nigeria. These are people that say, oh, we want Nigeria to grow and to move forward. This is the extent they are prepared to go. Fraudulently deceiving people. I want to ask anybody, you claim that you are Buhari, and you talk about truncating election when it was you in 1983. Do you see that Fulani has no shame? Sometimes it is very, very difficult to shame someone. In 1983, the idiot who is now dead, buried in Saudi Arabia, that you're broadcasting on his behalf, he was the one that overthrew Shagari's regime. Yet in the year 2020, you had the temerity. You had the temerity to open your mouth to talk about military truncating democracy. Can you believe such nonsense? That is the arrant hypocrisy of the Fulani Janjaweed that I can't understand. And the fact that some people actually allow them, to get away with this is actually mind-blowing. It is unbelievable. He's talking about truncating an election when it was him that did it. And to tell you how foolish, to tell you how completely hopeless Nigerians are, they voted for the same person that overthrew a democratic regime. That tells you all you need to know about the idiocy in the zoo, but at least we are curing them. And of course, Facebook is doing all they can. They do all they can to suppress our numbers, to remove people from listening to us. If they remove you, please kindly go. That's what they're doing this morning. We are now at 5.6. If they remove you, kindly go to IPOB Community Radio. IPOB Community Radio, we are live there. It is far more cheaper to listen on that very platform. Far more cheaper to listen on that very platform, please. Let us want to listen to this recorded speech by somebody that claims he's alive. Yet you cannot address your people directly. You claim they are your people. You are using a recorded speech. And the thing about black people sometimes is this. When there is a fraud, you see most of them that are in on it. Channels Television fraudulently put live, but they know it wasn't live. They know it wasn't live because they didn't know how to react. They didn't know how to respond to us. So 1 minute they are going to broadcast, the next minute they're not going to broadcast until they decided and said, oh my goodness, it is anniversary, we must do something. Very, very important. You listen to this. Now listen.
For a cumulative 29
accumulative
of our 60 years existence as a nation, we have been under
60 years of existence as a nation. So Nigeria is 60 years, according to this baboon that they put to Buhari hyper-reality face mask on his face. Nigeria is 60 years old. And how many years old is Obasanjo? Obasanjo is older than Nigeria. I want people to understand. I want people to appreciate. We want people to come to the understanding that Nigeria is a fraud. Nigeria is 60 years old. Obasanjo is, I think, is 84 years old, if I'm not mistaken, or thereabout. So they claim. Nigeria is 60 years old. Obasanjo is 84. So what nationality was Obasanjo before 1960? This is the question they cannot answer. This is the question we ask them every blessed day. They cannot answer it. They cannot answer it. Every blessed day we ask them the same question. He has said, this clown you put Buhari mask on his face have said now that Nigeria is 60 years. 60 years of our existence as a nation. So you were not a nation before 1960. Are you listening? But some of you claim we got our independence. Nigeria got independence in 1960. And I'm asking you a simple question. If you're a nation of 60 years old, according to this clown now, from what he has said, if you're a nation of 60 years old, who were you before 60 years ago? They cannot answer it. They cannot answer it. Do you see why Facebook is working with them? Do you see why the owner of Facebook is another corrupt idiot and a criminal? Why they are supporting evil? Can you see it? Some of you don't understand. Some of you cannot reason. The essence of Radio Biafra, what we are doing in IPOB, is to open your mind so you can reason properly like a human being. Ask yourself this simple question. The Chinese are now colonizing us. Facebook is also there doing their bit. Everybody. Ask yourself, why Africa? Why black Africa? Ask yourself that question. The Arabs came and enslaved us. The Europeans came and enslaved us. Now China is enslaving us. Now ordinary Facebook, a simple social media platform is enslaving you. Do you understand it? Do you understand it? All of a sudden, people are listening and they begin to remove people. I keep asking myself, what is wrong with black? Must you be evil? As a black person, must Satan work with you all the time to defeat the purpose of God? And of course, they have failed and they'll keep failing. We are analyzing the nonsense coming out of the mouth of the masked wearer this morning before we go into the physical features and attributes of the idiot that they presented. And I wanted to compare it with the dead old Buhari, whose tortuous soul is wandering the Arabian desert right now. One idiot wrote this morning, oh, can't you see Buhari? He's now talking his life. And I weep for black people. No wonder everybody wants to colonize you. No wonder you people are useless. No wonder you are hopeless. Because you're black, you're African, and you're stupid. You cannot reason very well. They went and concocted a video, deep fake video. They didn't know if they were going to play it or not. They were scared, they were terrified. They wanted to go to Eagle Square so this idiot can wave at you. They decided, no, it is too risky. People are watching IPOBs all over the world. They are watching, they're analyzing. They will pick us out. They will identify our faults. Now, they said, instead of Nnamdi Kanu to be boasting that he stopped them from broadcasting, we might as well try and put something together. And they have. And they have shot themselves in the foot as always. Anybody who looks at this, ask yourself a simple question. The beginning is this. If you are in a country and you're alive and you're a president, why is it that you cannot do a live broadcast? A very simple question. Anybody with common sense can understand that, but people in the zoo don't, because they are zoological republic animals. They cannot reason very well. Now listen again, please.
Military rule. My summary of our journey so far as a nation is necessary to appropriately chart where we need to go and how to get there together. Today, I am aware that our economy, along with every single economy in the world, is in a crisis.
Yes.
We still face security challenges in parts of the country.
Who created the security challenges? The same Buhari you're representing said that Boko Haram and his brothers an attack against Boko Haram is an attack against the North. You people created it. It's only Fulani politicians that goes about creating terrorist groups. You claim you're facing challenges. If you're facing challenges, who made those challenges to exist in the first place? The same Fulani Janjaweed. And people are still in the same useless place saying they are Nigerians. That is how foolish they are. That is how useless and hopeless they are. That is why Biafra land is on a lockdown this very day. Because people are foolish and they are hopeless. They cannot reason. They cannot think properly. I do not understand for the life of me why people can be so pathetically wretched, both intellectually, both in terms of lack of common sense. It defeats me completely. Other countries are in a recession. Those countries, are their refineries working? They have refineries, are they working? If those countries were to shut down the refineries the way you idiots criminally shut down 4 refineries in the zoo, do you think you have petrol today to put in your cars or to run your generators in Asorok? A whole seat of power is running on a generator. These are the idiots that people claim ought to or need to be supported. You must support them. Now listen.
While our society suffers.
Now listen to. Now I want to play the voice of the old, dead, late Buhari, whose spirit, vagabond spirit, is wandering the Arabian desert as we speak, because he was rejected by hell. He couldn't make it to heaven. Even Lucifer rejected the soul of the evil, genocidal Buhari, who is lying in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. Now listen to the voice of the original Buhari and make your comparisons. Go and make your comparisons. And once again, let me remind you, if you're kicked out of my page, which Facebook does all the time, simply download IPOB Community Radio. Very, very important. And you can listen to us there live and direct. And very soon, we can be able to chat on that very platform as well. Facebook is in for one almighty mess. I'm telling you that. Now listen to the voice of the old dead Buhari and tell me if they are the same people. Now listen very carefully, please.
Economic front, all oil-dependent countries, Nigeria included, have been struggling since the drop in prices. Many oil-rich states have had to take tough decisions similar to what we are doing. The world, Nigeria included, has been dealing with the effects of the 3 significant and simultaneous global shocks starting in 2014. 70% drop in oil prices, global growth slowdown, normalization of monetary policy.
Now, you can hear very well, can't you? All of you can hear the old Buhari and the new Buhari. That is how the zoo rolls, isn't it? That is how they are. As I want them. You come up with this garbage this morning, you're going to be in one almighty mess. And now, please, I want the pictures to be put up on my page. Facebook, you're about to remove more people now. Facebook, you are about to remove even more people. You are about to remove more people. I want you to please put it up on my page. Put it up on my page. Pictures that we got from their recorded broadcast this very morning. Put it on my page. I have taken the pain of identifying where we want people to focus their attention on. Look at the face of the man. First of all, you will see him with his glasses as usual. You will see China has done a very good job. This silicon one they have done now is very, very good. They have done a very good job. Now, as with every face mask in the history of mankind, look at the eye area, the eyelid. Look at the eyes. Look at the eyebrows. Look at the eyelid. Look at the glasses. Simply look through the glasses. How many eyelids does he have? I can count 3 here. 1, 2, and 3. Because they had difficulties. If you make it smooth, you will not be able to mimic the age, which is 80 years old. You cannot mimic it. So in order to try to create the eyelid of an 80-year-old, they ended up messing themselves up. Look at it. I marked it for the attention of people. Just look at his, zoom the picture. Look at his eyes. And go back to your own picture. Go back to the picture of Obasanjo. Go back to the picture of George Soros, who looks physically old. with saggy, with sandbags under his eyes. Go and look at all of them. I challenge Femi Adesina. I challenge Garoba Shehu. I challenge even the great harlot herself, Loretta Onochie. The great harlot in Asorok. I challenge them. I challenge them to go and get me the picture of any other normal human being with 3 sets of eyelids. Now, go and show it to me. Look at the picture. Go and look at the picture of Obasanjo. Zoom it very closely and tell me the very monster that they call, this idiot wearing a face mask that they call Buhari. Look at it very clearly and tell me if this is a human being. These are the things that people don't understand. These are the things that black people, their brain is not developed enough to be able to comprehend. Look at the eye. Look at the glasses that they have put on this idiot's face wearing a face mask with a recorded delivery. The insult is not just wearing a face mask, but a recorded delivery to a nation that they claim is of 200 million people. A country, not a nation. I hastily correct myself. Do you understand it? Now look at it very clearly. Look at the eyes. I want it posted on my page, please, for the world to see, so that people that come on my page, they can see very clearly what we are talking about. I want you to go and get your own picture or the picture of your grandfather or your father who is 80 years old and tell me if they have 3 eyelids. Three. One is his original one, you can see. The other one is where they are trying to mimic an 80-year-old. Look at the eyes very clearly. That is number one. And number two, there's another set of pictures that I want published. The first one, you will see him very clearly. And then the second one, I have circled it for you. Tell me somebody that can boast of 2 eyebrows. Look at it very well. What the bulge you're seeing above his glasses is his original eyelid. But in order for them to make it appear like a human face, it has to be very thin and very flat. And that is why the eyebrows are now showing, and you can see the other set of eyebrows again behind it. And this is a human being. They claim it is a human being. And what I say to them is, and I challenge them, go and show me any other person with this type of, any normal human being with this type of eyebrows. Show me anybody with this type of eyelids. Go and show me anywhere. You have old people who are 80 years old in the zoo. Go and show me. All of a sudden, this one is not speaking perfect English. All of a sudden, go to my page and look at what I have just posted. Look at the clip they made, the recorded broadcast this morning, and the one they did before. 2015, 2020. The one of 2020 is younger. The one of 2020 speaks very smart English compared to the one of 2015. So the older, the more the years roll by, the younger he becomes. The more perfect his English becomes. And people are there saying, Mr. President, that is how foolish they are. That was why they went back to presidency, because they know there's no president. Where is Yemi Oshibajo? 60th anniversary, where is he? Nobody can find him. Where is Buratai? As I told you, he's gone, never to return. Everything we tell is the truth. Absolute truth. The gospel from heaven. The gospel from heaven. These are the things that our people need to understand. And that is why I said to them, not in the first place, they should not have brought out that idiot this very morning. And I told them, and I want them, anytime you bring out that clown, you will always make mistakes. Every time. Because that is not Buhari. That can never be. A country of deceivers. Even journalists, people in channels, television, people, a TV station, liars. And the people wake up in the morning and they believe liars and they want their lives to be better. How can your life be better when all of you are liars and all of you are hypocrites? Liars and hypocrites. Liars and hypocrites, all of them. Channels TV, are you telling me that program was live? Of course it was not live, but they wrote live to deceive them. They know they are lying. They know people know they are lying, but they insist on lying regardless. There is no shame. There is no shame. John Momo has no shame. That idiot has no shame. With his stupid channel television, they have no shame. But idiots, they go and they listen to them. Because they are black people. They understand nothing. They understand nothing. They are on recorded delivery. On an anniversary, Diamond Jubilee, recorded delivery. Now, people in the zoo should ask themselves, when are we going to hear this man speak live to us as a human being? If he's living, recorded is for the dead. The reason why people say, I am talking to you live, is because you are talking to the living. You are a living being. So you are live. You are alive and you're living and you're talking. Isn't that the correct way to describe it? Why recorded delivery? Why do you have 2 eyebrows and 3 eyelids? Are you a monster? Look at it very well. And now, on the very last picture, they claim is Buhari. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. I'm asking, I'm pleading with you. And get me an 80-year-old anywhere in the world with this type of fresh hands. On the second set of pictures that we're posting on my page right about now, if it's not been done. That tells you what you need to know. That tells you all you need to know. Our people need to reason. The essence of having Radio Biafra is to get black people all over the world to be able to reason. Because black people are daft by nature. We are daft. We are useless. Can you believe that you are in a country of so-called 200 million people, and the television station deliberately in broad daylight, before your eyes, you can see it. They know they write live. Presidency will come out and say it was recorded. But on channels, it is live. Everybody is deceiving everybody. That is why I can tell you confidentially that the zoo is gone. The zoo is absolutely gone. And now today, the news is breaking right now. Boko Haram invites Chadian soldiers to fight with Nigerian army. Zulum tells Buhari, the governor who has been under siege, is begging for Chad to come. Some of you will remember, I've been saying it from day one, since we started this platform, Radio Biafra, this version that we have since 2012. I've been telling you always that Nigeria never wins any war on its own. Now, I want to ask the Supreme Court Fulani Administrator of Imo State, I want to ask Hope Ozadema. Ordinary Boko Haram, they're inviting Chad. Ordinary Boko Haram, they're inviting Chad. Imagine when IPOB goes violent. Maybe you will invite the army of hell to come and help them. They have never won any war on their own before. When you tell them, oh, our boys, Nigerian army, our boys. And I said, Nigeria has never won any battle or any war before without the help of external forces. Somebody must come to help them. That Nigeria prevailed or seemed to prevail was because Britain fought against Biafra. It wasn't Nigeria that fought against Biafra, it was Britain that fought against Biafra. Why? Because Biafrans are reasonable. Because we are progressive, because we are forward-looking, because we are naturally endowed. Our intellectualism comes from the womb of our mothers. They knew they cannot control us, but Britain knew that Fulani can be controlled very easily. Once they face their cow, they sell oil and they sell gas and they buy houses. And look at how Lugard described them. That tells you everything. And I keep wondering, and I keep asking Zoological Republic people, why is it that you people don't even read history? Go and look at what Lugard said about Fulani people. It is all there. All they want to do is to loot, to cheat, to spend money. They produce nothing. The people that created you, that's what they told you. And today, they are going to invite Chad. But they claim that the giant of Africa, that the superpower of Africa, the most populous nation in the world, you're going to ask the most impoverished nation in the world, Chad, to come and help you fight the problem that you created. Do you understand it? Do you see how foolish people are? Do you see? I want people to wake up and to begin to reason that Nigeria was designed to cage you. The people that built Nigeria was Britain. They created it, not you. Their main aim of creating it is to subjugate you, to use you as a pawn in the fulfillment of whatever rubbish that they have put in place. I told Nigeria, I will destroy you with the truth. God is destroying Nigeria, not me. Destruction with the truth, only the truth. It doesn't matter how many people you engage, you employ, you give money to, like the useless, corrupt Facebook. But I can assure Facebook categorically, they can do all they can. They have all the money in the world. They can do whatever they can. But Oduduwa is going. There will be no Facebook in Oduduwa land. And also in Biafra land. We want them to understand that all these things, they can never go free. For suppressing the truth, they can never ever go free. For this evil they're doing, they can never go free. Facebook can never go free. They can never. They can never go free. What we are preaching this day, as we always preach, is that Nigeria has no army. And we are telling them, if you're fighting in the Nigerian army, remember what Fulani headsmen are doing in your village. Remember the mothers who have been raped. It could be your mom, it could be your wife, it could be your daughter. That is why I keep insisting, that is why I keep saying, I want everybody, leave the army for the Fulanis to be there. If you are in the army shouting one Nigeria, your village is going. People must understand that. If after all these years, Oduduwa have risen up, that should tell people something. If forget about Biafra, we've been agitating to be free for a very long time. If Oduduwa Yoruba people can wake up one day and say, enough is enough, that tells you all you need to know, that there is no hope for Nigeria. There is no hope. None whatsoever. They are begging Chad to come and fight for them because they know that Britain cannot come. There are laws holding them. They know Americans cannot come to help them. They know Russia can no longer come to bomb people, civilian populations again in Biafra land. That is why they're doing what they're doing now. They're going to Chad to beg. You claim you're the giant of Africa. You claim you have everything. You have oil, you have gas, you have all this. That is the only thing you have anyway. You claim all this useless, inflated pomposity, all this arrogance. You are begging ordinary Chad. It is here in the news. Boko Haram invite Chadian soldiers to fight. As I keep saying to them all the time, the zoo is finished. They have no army. I told them you will be decimated. Decimated. There are people who are doubting us. There were people who were doubting us, saying, what are they going to say? There was a video that was sent to me earlier, before we came on air. I don't know if that can be posted also on my page. Somebody was asking them around Hong Kong, you claim Nnamdi Kanu is not getting it right. Come on, open your shop now, let us see. We are formidable, I'm telling you. Chineke Baramakebe, we are awesomely formidable, I tell you. This IPOB is a monster, I tell you. Because we stand on the side of truth. Always. Always. Because that was the oath we took, to speak the truth always, regardless of the consequences. And that truth shall set you free. After many years of preaching this very gospel, and people saying, oh, you castigate people, you insult them. The same people you claim I'm insulting and castigating, have they not risen up? The Oduduwa people? Is Oduduwa not all over the world this morning? Some pictures are here, and I want one of the pictures actually posted. One of them, I don't know the country that this is, where you see Biafra and Oduduwa side by side. I want that picture posted on my page as well. Side by side. Biafra and Oduduwa side by side. Because the truth pays. Ezioku Chineke, the truth. Once you continue to hammer on the truth over time, the same way, watch what will happen to Asorok. We are waiting for that boy. We have now prepared, we have prepared men in US, in Europe, and in Asia. People who are prepared to die. You see that mask on his face, we must remove it. I'm telling you the truth. Only if he will remain in Asorok, sleeping with Nasobari Aisha every blessed day. Only if that boy will remain in Asorok with Aisha, having fun, once in a while he will wear a mask and come out. That is the only thing. Any day they come abroad, we have told the US government, every government of the world, be prepared to shoot us. We are going to meet him and we'll drag that mask out of his face. If it means infiltrating every Nigerian meeting that is going to attend, we must get his face and pull off that mask for the whole world to know that the zoo is a fraud. They don't know how serious we are. After all, we are dying. So what would it cost us if one or two people are shot dead trying to unmask Jubilee II? He's a mask wearer. That mask, we must remove it. And we are going to remove it either in Europe, in Asia, or in America. It must be removed. It must be removed. Because any government that tries to shoot any of us, the matter will, of course, be referred to court. When we go to court, they will ask why. They said he was trying to remove a mask. And then that will be the end of the zoo. Mad people everywhere. They're playing with us. They don't know what is coming after them. As I've been warning them, I was warning Southeast governors, so they call themselves. Stop this killing of IPOB family members. Stop all these arrests, they will not hear. Stop it, stop it, stop it, they will not hear. Now they're hearing us. They're hearing from us. And that's how it's going to be until Biafra is restored and beyond. Facebook, their judgment is coming. Their judgment is coming. For tampering with the children of the Most High, the truth that God said must be preached to the sons of men. Facebook, write it down. They think they're invincible. you will hear what will happen to Facebook. And people will play this clip and say, you said so. Where is Buhari? Dead in Saudi Arabia. Where is Abba Kyari? Dead. Where is Issa Funtua? Dead. Where is Maman Daura? Dead. Let them announce that Maman Daura is dead. I will pronounce the next Fulani cabal leader that will die. And the idiot will die. That they may know how serious we are. That what we are preaching is not of man. What we are preaching is not that of man. Elohim, Chukukika, Biamas. And I'm placing our volunteer command, any idiot fathered by Fulani that dares to open their shop today, you will suffer. Idiots everywhere. Fulani went and paid some people, claiming they are doing agitation. Hostel builders and hotel builders, trying to use them to scuttle what we are doing. And we said to them, bring it on. They are everywhere. Today, Biafra is standing side by side with Oduduwa. We have crossed the Rubicon. It's over for the zoo. It's gone. And I want to tell you something again. There is something I want to bring to your attention, which was passed on to me earlier before we came on air. Afani Fere Ohaneze, fault structure of the zoo, which is full structure of Nigeria. ACF demands referendum on one Nigeria. For the very first time, Arewa Consultative Forum have used the word referendum. Are you not clapping for IPOB? Or do you want me to tell you to clap for IPOB and for Radio Biafra? Or what? Are you not clapping for IPOB? For the very first time, Arewa Consultative Forum demands referendum on one Nigeria. The word referendum is now being used. Who brought it into play? The word self-determination is now everywhere. Courtesy of IPOB. When we said that this very message was given to us by heaven, some people did not believe us. But today, Arewa Consultative Forum is talking about referendum. Now you see how powerful we are. We are not powerful. Elohim is. The husband, the skeleton of the husband is somewhere in Saudi Arabia. And it's all Islam. Mad people everywhere. You are playing with IPOB. All the mandible fly or face flat file with worn out Abdul Salami constitution. Where are you today? Have you seen how IPOB has won the debate? Do you see how we have changed the zoo forever and ever? Do you know why we managed to do it? Not because of anything extraordinary. Because God said we should come. It's God that said that IPOB must exist, not man. That is why we haven't today changed the zoo. They have no choice. They have no choice. We will tear zoo into pieces limb by limb. And by the time we finish, Fulani will not be in Sokoto. This war, we will fight it forever and ever. Our children will fight their own children. Our grandchildren will fight their grandchildren forever and ever until they leave Sokoto. That is the level of hatred they have generated. That is the level of venom. Fulani have put hatred in us. Fulani wickedness have put hatred in us. And they are going to get it. People should go on live video to bring us the compliance everywhere. Bring us the compliance without sit at home everywhere. You claim you're a governor. Give a counter order now. All these idiots, give a counter order. All the idiots making mouth, I feel your honor, give a counter order. I have given an order and everywhere is locked down. Give your own counter order. Let's see. Because Fulani gave you 600,000. Some people are building houses. Every 4 years they start foundation. Every 4 years some people they claim they are freedom fighters. They are building a house. During the last election, they made to roof their property. Now they're looking for money to do ceiling, POP. And they feel like they can counter an order that I gave. They can counter an order that I gave. And now ask them where they are. They themselves are sitting at home. That is how formidable we are, because the zoo is gone. The zoo is finished. The zoo is gone. Everywhere is on lockdown. God is angry with Buhari. Country will break up. Primate Ayodele issues prophecies. Which stupid prophecy? I've been saying it. We will destroy the zoo. I say it with authority. I say it so that you can do whatever you want to do to stop the disintegration of Nigeria. I'm telling you that the zoo is gone. It's gone. It's gone. Final. And as I do it, I'll be boasting about it. I'll be boasting in the name of the Most High, Elohim, because not by our strength. We have no strength. We are mere mortals. God said, I will use IPOB to deliver those in bondage in Nigeria. But for you to do that, you must speak the truth always. It doesn't matter who gets angry, which elder is insulted or doesn't feel insulted. As long as you stand on the truth, the zoo will fall. Is it not falling today? Primate Ayodele. Those that said Nnamdi Kanu cannot do anything. Toothless bulldog. They are just like, who's here to go now? Who's here to go? IPOB is lethal. IPOB, I've been looking for the translation. I have not seen anyone that is reasonable. IPOB is lethal. Lethal. Because we are fanatical. It is just like asking somebody who is a Roman Catholic to abandon his faith, or somebody who is into Pentecostalism to abandon their faith, or whatever. It's even bigger than that. To us, Biafra is a religion. Do you understand what that means? I want Fulani Janjaweed, that's all right. I want everybody listening to appreciate this. You need to know that we are mad about Biafra, insane, insanity. And very soon, if you want all of us to go down, we go down with everybody. The only choice you have is now what people are saying, that let us have a referendum all of a sudden. All of a sudden, the same referendum that you killed us over, because of the same referendum you killed us, now you're talking about referendum. Do you see that we always win? We talked about self-determination for our people. Is it not everywhere now? Is that not what people are clamoring for? Because of who we are. Uncompromising. We stand on the path of truth. And that is why, if you're not afraid of IPOB, I feel sorry for you. Because you don't know who we are. You have no idea who we are. I'm sorry. Maybe now the zoo, and the police, they understand how serious we are. What's here to go? What's here to go? I will fight the zoo to the last drop of my blood. Because they don't reason, they don't understand. This is an army that will come to try and kill people in nowhere. But they are begging for Chad to send them army to fight Boko Haram in Borno. And people are in that country, and you're telling me that they're reasonable, that they're sensible, they're intellectuals, they're elite. You call idiots elite, fools who are, these are half-educated idiots that you call elite. You call them elite. Oh, Fulani, Islam. Islam. Is this your version of Islam? Your version of Islamic piety and religiosity? The Sultan of Sokoto is there, another man, against every tenet of Islam. All the chief imams, both the chief imam of the Central Mosque in Abuja, all of you are there. A little boy is sleeping with Aisha in Asorok. People that Buhari gave birth to, both Yusuf and all these little kids that Buhari gave birth to before he died, they are calling another man father in front of you people. In this your useless, decrepit, corrupt Islam you practice in the zoo. Hypocrites. And you want Allah, if you die and you go to hell, which all of you are going to, you will tell Allah, oh, I was lying. I allowed the little boy to be messing Aisha Buhari about because we want Nigeria for Fulani people. We want to colonize them for Allah. Now you understand. Now you understand, don't you? They are talking about restructuring, not restructure. Look at even Arewa has moved beyond Afenifere and what Ohaneze is talking about. Arewa has gone for referendum. This is restructuring. Who is interested? What stupid restructuring? What for? Who is interested in restructuring? Thank you very much, my dear brother. Those who claim they are fighting for Biafra, they have Nigeria police, Nigeria army guarding them. A freedom fighter at peace with his enemy. Hey, Chineke no nyebere. Arewa demands referendum, but will they pursue it? The thing about black people is that, we believe in theory. We always theorize and theorize and theorize and theorize, and nothing happens. Absolutely nothing happens. Nothing. But we are making it work. We are IPOB. That thing you theorize about, will bring it into practical reality. That is who we are. We don't believe in theory. We don't believe in it, and can never, ever believe in it. We have come to the end of our program. This is a very brief program this morning to let the whole world understand that they have made their usual mistake again. And I'm telling them now, we are waiting for them. I told you people that CNN and BBC will write about us very soon. I will give you the secret so that when it happens, you will not have told you so. Anytime we catch them, anytime they say Nigeria's president is traveling abroad, we know he's wearing a mask. We are going to remove that very mask. It doesn't matter where he is. It doesn't matter who's around him. And there will be gunfights in that country. And then the whole world will hear about it. And the zoo is gone. From there, we can sacrifice lives. Maybe 5 or 6 people can be shot dead, but in the end, Biafra is going to come. They will die knowing fully well that due to their heroics, that Biafra was restored. Zoo Alago, I'm being honest, before God and man, I can't lie. Before God and man, zoo is finished. It is finished. Fulani can avoid further embarrassment by doing what they said they're going to do, by calling and acceding to our demand for a referendum. Ududuwa, Middle Belt, and Biafra. That's all. Let everybody be on their own. Let the people decide. That's what we're asking for. Or else, what will happen? You see that CNN doesn't want to cover the issue of Biafra. Or you see Facebook covering this, covering for Jubril II with his Buhari hyper face mask. They will then report. They will now write about us. Everybody will be writing. Say the Nigerian president was maybe in Singapore and he was disgraced. They tried to get at his face. Why are you looking for his face? He is wearing a mask. He is wearing a mask. Oh dear me. I thank you very much for listening. And tomorrow morning, we're going to be live on air, of course. We'll take our questions tomorrow. Remember there was a time I used to broadcast morning and evening. All that work you have now seen, it has paid off. Consistency and diligence. Has it not paid off? Otherwise, not talking about referendum. Everybody is now on board. And as I keep saying, you must respect IPOB, but first of all, and most of all, you must respect the Most High Elohim in heaven that decided to use IPOB to do his work on this very earth. I thank you this very morning for listening, and please do remember to join us tomorrow morning as well, 7 a.m. Biafra time. Questions and answers tomorrow. Everywhere is a direct order to volunteer command. Everywhere should be on lockdown, complete lockdown in Biafra land, complete. That the world may know that we own the place, and not these idiots they call stupid, hopeless governors and the elite or whatever garbage they call them. The ordinary IPOB family members are the elite you have in Biafra. That is why people try to emulate what we are doing, because we are formidable, by the grace of the Most High, of course. I thank you very much for listening to us this very morning. It is now, what time is it? I think it's about past 11, isn't it? It's past 11 now. The day that the zoo disgraced themselves once again. Once again, they have disgraced themselves. But until tomorrow morning, from me, from here, good morning. N'ụwa niile ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka wee na-akpọku aha nsọ gị na-arịọ gị na-asị gị nna nke igwe biko. The same way that Roman Catholicism, during the very earliest stages of Christianity, even the Middle Belt as well, because now that it seems that people have woken up at last. All these years we've been toiling and working and preaching this very gospel. All of a sudden in the year 2020, people have now received it. And that is why you see great movements in those lands where the Fulani Janjaweed thought they held sway before. My name is Nnamdi Kanu. I am the leader of the largest freedom fighting movement on the face of this very earth. Therefore, it gives me great privilege to say that I am a servant of the wonderful people of Biafra. By the grace of the Most High Elohim, with every humility, with every submission to the will of God Almighty in heaven, we serve our people in truth, in honesty, with every diligence and stubbornness you can imagine. Because we are not going to stop until the damnable zoological republic is completely and utterly decimated. There will be no Nigeria. That name will not exist. I assure you before God and man, I swear on my life that the name Nigeria will not exist by the time we are done with the zoo. That is how resolute we are. That is how determined we are. That is how formidable we are. Before we go any further, we must pray. This evening, you will permit me, I will pray in the language of heaven, the language of the ancients. The same way that Roman Catholicism, during the very earliest stages of Christianity, prayers were conducted in the ancient language of Latin. That is what we are trying to do here. We must pray to Chukwu, without whom we would not be where we are today. We have no strength of our own. We are mere mortals. We are nothing. We are born, and one day we are going to die, but one thing shall remain, and that is the word of God. Because that have stood the test of time from the beginning of time until the end of time. Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile. Chineke nna nke usu niile nke ndị agha. Onye na-epụrụ ndị ihu wepụrụ ha azụ. Eze dị ngọzi. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya ka ike ihe niile dị n'ọbadara aka ya. Onye mmadụ dị ndụ na-apụghị iji anya ya abụọ wee hụ. Oke ufufe na-erubere gị isi. Kpakpando na anyanwụ na ọnwa na-akpụ isi ala nye gị. Kedu ihe izie ihe bụ mmadụ dị ndụ? Lekwa ka mbara igwe si wee na-egosi ọlụ aka gị. Kpakpando wee na-egbuke n'igwe. Chisa chijie. Mmiri na-ezo, anwụ na-acha. Ihe niile ndị a niile na-eso usoro nke gị onwe gị kwadoro tupu mgbe wee malite. N'ihi na ọ bụ naanị gị bụ Chineke nna. O nweghị ihe ọzọ anyị onwe anyị bụ ndị dị ndụ na-akpụ isi ala anyị ma ọ bụghị naanị gị onye dị nsọ. Chineke nna, anyị wee na-arịọ gị n'ụbọchị nke taa na mmalite nke nghasasị obodo ekwensu bụ zu nke anụkpa ahụ kere na ọ bụghị gị onwe gị nna nke igwe. Anyị na-arịọ gị ka ilekwa obodo ekwensu a wee laa ya n'iyi. Jidezu wee dọrie ya. Ọbụladị echi nke na-abịa abịa ka aka nsi ha wee baa ha ọnụ. Ka ha rapụ ndị niile kuniri wee na-emegide ụmụ gị, wee na-akwafu ọbara ụmụ gị, wee were mpụ niile dị iche iche, ọrụ ala niile dị iche iche, aghụghọ niile dị iche iche wee megide ụmụ gị. Nna nke igwe emekwana mmehie wee megide gị. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị mgbaghara mmehie mgbe niile na ọ bụ anụkpa ahụ ka anyị bụ nna nke igwe. Wee na-asị na ọ bụ amaghị ama. Ọ bụrụ site n'okwu ọnụ bụ sitere na akparamagwa ma ọ bụ echiche ezi ebube dị ngọzi, biko ka iwe gbaghara anyị mmehie wee zọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe. Duo anyị n'ụzọ niile nke ezi omume gị. Ị gaghị ekwe ka ihere wee mee ndị gị, n'ihi na isi na onweghị ndị ọbụla na-agbaso ụkpụrụ nke gị onwe ihibere ezi ebube dị ngọzi n'ime mmụọ na eziokwu, na ihere agaghị adakwasa ndị dị etu a, mana ihere ga-abụ nke ndị iro ha. Ọ bụ ebe a ka anyị gbakwasịrị ụkwụ n'uhuruchi, ụtụtụ, ihe abalị, n'ụwa niile ụmụ gị gbasasịrị ka ụkpaka, wee na-akpọku aha nsọ gị, na-arịọ gị, na-asị gị nna nke igwe biko n'oge erugbule mgbe nnụnụ ọbụla ji alaghachi na-akwụ ya, ka iwe zọpụta anyị, ka iwe mere anyị amara. Obodo ekwensu abụzu na-ala ọbara ụmụ mmadụ n'iyi kwa ụbọchị niile, nna nke igwe si otu a wee laa ya n'iyi. N'ihi na ụmụ ọjọọ, ụmụ ekwensu abatagbo ndị gị n'ime. Ọ bụghị otu a ka isi wee hazie ala Biafra na mgbe mbụ. N'ihi na ọ bụrụ ebumnobi gị Chineke nna nke igwe na anyị ga na-agbara ndị Fulani odibo bụ ndị na-achị na ma nna nke ebere, ị gara hapụ ha ka ha memile anyị mgbe gara aga. Kama esi na ihe dị etu agaghị eme, ijiri ndị mmụọ ozi gị iwu Ndi mmụọ ozi gị wee si n'igwe wee rịdata. Wee gaa na Idoma onye nwe m na Chineke na wee gaa na ala Igala wee si n'ebe a bụ ala nsọ Biafra na nke igwe. Ka ha rapụ ndị agha niile si n'ọzara ugwu Awụsa wee malite na nke igwe, ha niile wee nwụsịa. Ebe niile na West Africa ka ndị Alakụba manyere aka nna nke brede ngozi ọgwụla sọsọ ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra bụ ebe ha na-apụghị ịbata. Ọ bụghị site n'ike aka nke anyị, ọ bụghị site n'ihe ọbụla nke anyị onwe anyị mere, ọ bụ site na amara gị na ebube gị Chineke. Ọ bụ amara gị na ebube gị ka anyị na-arịọ n'oge awa. Na-asịghị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna biko bịa ka iwepụrụ anyị ihu n'azụ, bịa ka iwe bụọrọ anyị ọgbọ, bịa ka iwe lụọrọ anyị ọgụ. Ọ bụrụ n'ezie gị onwe gị bụ onye na-ahụ na nzuzo, ile mkpụrụ obi anyị anya mgbe mmadụ ọzọ na-anọghị ya. Ọ bụrụ na anyị bụ ndị eziokwu ezi ebube dị ngozi, ị ga-enye anyị Biafra na ndụ na-abụghị n'ọnwụ, na Biafra ga-abịarịrị. N'ihi na ma Biafra abịaghị ezi ebube dị ngozi, ọ bụkwa na ụzọ dị anya ka anyị ga-esi wee gwa ụmụ anyị na Chukwu okike abịa ma bụ Chineke pụrụ ime ihe niile. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị wee na-aja gị mma ezi ebube dị ngozi ka i wee chebe ndị gị n'ihi na ụmụ ekwensu a pụtawa ọgụ. Ndị niile bụ ndị Fulani were wetinye n'ọchịchị n'ala nsọ gị ezi ebube dị ngozi. Oge ruo mgbe aka ga-ebighị ndị dị etu a n'ala. Oge rule ma ha ga-eji ala wee zere mmiri ezi ebube dị ngozi. Biko ị ga-agba anyị ume, ị ga-enye anyị ikikere, ị ga-akwado ụmụ gị, ga-eduru anyị wee gaa agha wee lọta nna nke igwe. N'oge Biafra eruwo, onweghị mmadụ dị ndị pụrụ ịkwụsị ya. Anyị wee na-arịọ gị ka ịma mma gị na ebere gị, ịhụnanya gị na ọmịiko gị wee mụbaa n'ime ndụ anyị. Ka ezinụlọ a dị nsọ bụ IPOB n'ụwa niile nna nke igwe, ka ọ bụrụ ihe ịrịba ama, ka ọ bụrụ ihe ịrịba ama n'ụwa niile. Tinye anyị ezi omume gị n'ime, gbaghara anyị mmehie, makwa zọpụta anyị n'aka ajọ ihe. Bịa ka iwe duru anyị wee banyere ime Biafra ahụ nke ikwere anyị na ngwa, n'ihi na anyị akwadogo. Oge ahụ eruo nna nke igwe. Lekwa obodo ekwensu bụ ụzọ echi nke na-abịa abịa. Ụfọdụ n'ime anyị bụ echi na-abịa abịa bụ 1st of October. Chineke nna nke igwe bịa ka ihere ka ihere dakwasị obodo ekwensu ahụ bụ zu, ka ụwa niile wee mara n'ezie n'ezie na ụmụ Biafra bụ ụmụ Chineke. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma wee na-eto gị, na-agọzi aha nsọ gị wee na-aja gị mma, na-ebuli gị elu isi n'ala ka anyị na-akpọ wee nye aha nsọ onye kere eluigwe maka elu ụwa ugbu a ma ruo mgbe niile ebighị ebi ka anyị na-arịọ gị ise. We must preach this very gospel of redemption. Chineke nna mere m ebere. The zoo has fallen, and I say it with every degree of certainty. Those who are propping up the zoo, they have spoken today. Her Imperial Britannic Majesty have sent, as always, has sent her congratulatory message to the country that they created. This is something that we are going to focus our mind and our analysis this very evening. When we come on this very platform to preach this very gospel of redemption, this gospel of hope, this gospel of freedom, we do so convinced that the people listening to us are intelligent enough, they are discerning enough, they are understanding enough, they are schooled enough to read between the lines. Queen Elizabeth II have sent her message. And everybody who is against the quest for the restoration of Biafra or Oduduwa Republic, or even Kwararafa Republic of the Middle Belt, must listen very carefully and attentively this very evening. And as always, if you don't have your pen and paper, this lecture may be lost on you. Therefore, I recommend very, very strongly that you avail yourself a piece of paper and pen as well, because after this program, I expect people to go and do some research. If you're kicked out of Facebook, please endeavor to listen via IPOB Community Radio. Very, very critical, very, very important. There, they have no control. That is the extent to which the Fulani Janjaweed and their British supporters will go in order to suppress this very truth. We have the unique privilege today to announce that the whole world is listening and listening attentively. There is nothing the enemy can do. They can try all they can. They have tried in the past and they have failed. That is why every effort they are making now to stop this very movement is bound to fail. And I remind Fulani once again that your forebears came to our land to conquer us many, many years ago, and they failed very woefully. This time around again, you are going to fail. Not minding all the machinations of corrupt, idiotic, and shameless Fulani slaves like Dave Umahi, Okezi Bazu, And that idiot, that fool that some people still stupidly refer to as a governor. Some idiots who don't reason still call that fool Hope Uzodinma a governor because they have no brain, they cannot reason. Did you vote for him? Did you ever vote for Hope Uzodinma? I ask you. Why would you refer to him as a governor? Governors are those who were voted for by the people, or even rigged into power with the consent of the people. Now I ask you, why would any sensible being refer to Hope Uzodinma as a governor? Did you vote for him? He is the Fulani administrator, of course, Supreme Court Fulani administrator of Imo State. He is not a governor. If you refer to him as a governor again, I will block you from my friend. I will ban you. I'm telling you the truth, because you're a fool. Why should you refer to Hope Uzodinma as a governor? Did you vote for him? This is how you people perpetuate evil. You keep calling him governor. He stays there for 1 year, and people will think now he's a governor. Who told you he's an administrator, a fully appointed administrator of Imo State? That should be sink into your skull. If you listen to us, if you're part of this very movement, you need to be consistent, philosophically and ideologically consistent. You don't waver. You don't go back. You don't try to join the zoo, the animals in the zoo, to behave the way they do. As long as nobody voted for Hope Uzodinma, he is a fully appointed administrator, and he's doing their bidding for that. I'll get to the idiots later on. And I must warn all the idiots, those from his village, those who are very close to him. If we can destroy the zoo, Hope Uzodinma is a nobody. Any day I remember that idiot. Any day I remember Hope Uzodinma. Believe you me, I'm warning you now. The same way I warned the zoo army and they will not listen. I warned their police, they will not listen. Any day, any day I remember Hope Uzodinma. Oh my God, you will hear the story. That idiot, you will hear the story. Now that he's working for his Fulani masters, all of you are mute, you are dumb, you are seeing it. They are patrolling, doing show of force. Whereas there is war going on in Borno. Borno State governor has been attacked 3 times in a week. There is no show of force in Borno, but there's show of force in Owerri. Because Hope Uzodinma wants to tell us that he's a Fulani slave. He can do as he pleases. And we are coming for you. I'm announcing it live so that the whole world can hear. So when it starts happening, they will know I announced on Radio Biafra. The same way I announced the raising of our flag, our dragon flag. I said it live on air. And it's happening. The same way will happen. If you people want us to live, we live. You want us to all die, we will all die, I assure you, and we take each. You are doing show of force in Owerri. There is no show of force in Meduguri. Of force. They are running. They are hiding. Monsters that they created, and you have the temerity. You want to prove to your Fulani masters that you're doing very well in Owerri. You're a fool, and every idiot supporting Hope Uzodinma, all of you will go down with him. Bastards everywhere, idiots everywhere. Fulani will appoint you, come to our land and you're talking rubbish. You and Dave Omahi, you're talking absolute garbage. You people are fools. They are using you, but you don't know. You think you want to come and play Afonja in our land? Is that what you think? You and that idiot Dave Omahi, you think you can come to our land to play Afonja, to give Biafra land to Fulani? Come and try it and let us see. Come and give our land to Fulani, let us see. In Ebonyi State. Come and give Ebonyi State to Fulani, let us see. We will all perish there. We will all die in that very place. When they killed our sister, did you do anything? When our sister was macheted and killed, did you do anything? You idiots are all over the place claiming your southeastern coverage. All of you are stupid. All of you are hopeless idiots. You think you can trade our land for your stupid presidency? Is that what you think? You can use Biafra land to convince your stupid, idiotic, immoral Fulani masters that you are now ready to become a president. You people are mad. And you will be dealt with, I'm telling you the truth. You'll be dealt with, and now you understand how you will understand how insane we are. You will understand how fanatical we are. Let Hope Uzodinma pray that nothing happens to anybody in Owerri. I'm telling you before God and man, if anybody goes missing in Owerri, anybody gets shot at, anybody gets injured, anybody gets killed in Owerri because of this Fulani rubbish in Owerri, I'm telling you, Owerri will burn. You tonight, who oppose that idiot that Fulani put in nowhere and all his idiotic supporters. I'm telling all of you, if you people, if you think that what we are making his mouth is an empty threat, I dare you to shoot one person in nowhere. I will burn the whole of the world down. Try it and you will see. There are useless fools everywhere. You are playing with us. I want to preach this very gospel. What her Britannic Majesty Queen Elizabeth II sent to her creation. All of you idiots answering one Nigerian people because you know nothing. When I preach this gospel, I preach it in truth and in every honesty. There is nowhere else on this earth where the same thing that obtained in Africa and especially in this zoological republic called Nigeria will obtain and people will keep quiet for 60 years. It has never happened anywhere else before. That tells you the depth of the idiocy and stupidity that afflicts an average Nigerian because their brain and skulls are empty. They don't reason very well. The Queen is sending you congratulatory message. The Queen is sending you this very message because she created you. Her family created you. You are nothing. Without the House of Windsor, you will not be a Nigerian. Without Lugard coming, you will not know anything like Nigeria. So when I hear people stupidly and ignorantly trying to defend what they don't understand, it gives me, I become very, very sick. I become very, very sick. I want to understand something. I want people to please try to clarify something for me. Why Britain will be sending a message of felicitation to President Muhammadu Buhari, the same queen that wrote a condolence message. Buhari died in London. The same queen wrote a condolence message to the people of the zoo that they created. The zoo, I call you a zoo because all of you are laboratory animals. Nigeria is like one giant experimental lab of the British because nowhere else on this very planet have man tried to create the most populous, or should we say, people who assume to be the most influential black country on the face of this very earth. And when people make that very erroneous assumption, they seem to forget that the people that created them are the British. No black man created the most populous country of black people on this very earth. It was done by white people. That is a fact of life. So when any idiot, regardless of who you are, you stand up, we are the most populous, we are diverse, talking rubbish. Did you make it possible? It was made possible by the family of Elizabeth II, that now wrote you a message, writing to a man who is dead. Everybody knows that Buhari doesn't exist. But because there is this conspiracy to allow the Fulani to remain there, to run everything down, to impoverish everybody, to lower the standard of living, to make life absolute hell for everybody who is unfortunate enough to inhabit that very contraption. That is the reason why they are sending a message of felicitation. And I will read that very message. It gives me pleasure to offer my warmest congratulations on the 60th anniversary of Nigeria's independence. Independence from what? Look at how they deceive themselves. Nigeria's independence. If you are foolish, as most Nigerians are, if you are daft, as most African people are, you will not understand that they themselves are the ones that created Nigeria. So how can I be independent with something that you created? How is that possible, I ask? A very simple question. How is that possible? How, I ask you? They created you. All of a sudden, Nigeria became independent 60 years ago. What Nigeria? Who created that thing that became independent? Britain created the Nigeria that became independent from Britain and is still answering Nigeria till this very day. Oh, come on. Black people, please try to reason. Black people, try to engage your brain cells. I'm begging you. She is congratulating you. You guinea pigs that they created on your 60th anniversary, together with my best wishes for your country's continued happiness and prosperity. Happiness and prosperity so that Britain can be taking oil and gas without paying for it. I'm an Anglophile, I hold a British passport. I say it very clearly and very openly because it is the truth. Pipeline on the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, sucking oil and gas free of charge all the way to Exeter in England. Is anybody disputing it? Are you disputing it? Why do you think they want Fulani to be in charge? Because they know that if they have a Biafran in Asorok, the person will rise up and say, enough is enough. Cut this very oil and gas and pay for it. You don't understand that is why they support one Nigeria? You don't know that. You are pretending you don't know. And any idiot who claims they are for one Nigeria is because their family is benefiting from the chaos, the mayhem, the corruption, the backwardness, the arrested development, poverty, and deprivation that is afflicting that very zoological republic. It gives me pleasure indeed because they created you. The United Kingdom and Nigeria benefit from strong and enduring ties as Commonwealth partners. Which Commonwealth? Who created Commonwealth? Britain created the Commonwealth to house all their colonies together, with the Queen as the head of Commonwealth. The same way that Abubakar Said, the Sultan of Sokoto, is the head of every religious movement in the zoo. Unbeknown to some useless people in that zoological republic. When I talk about Nigeria, I am overcome with rage. You don't understand how much I hate anybody, not just Nigeria itself. You cannot begin to fathom how much I hate anybody who refers to him or herself as a Nigerian, because you are the lowest of the low. Your education is meaningless. You are so foolish because you cannot reason very well. Who created you? That is my question. The woman or whose family created you is now writing to you and congratulating you, Commonwealth partners, and you would think there is something called Commonwealth. No, of course not. It's a club of ex-British colonies put together to remain subservient to Her Imperial Majesty the Queen of England. It's as simple as that. It takes people with common sense to understand this. Fools everywhere. She said, these are bonds that I hope and believe will flourish into the future. Of course it will flourish. As long as Nigeria remains one, Britain will continue to benefit. As long as it is one. The corruption which they planted, it was Britain that planted electoral malpractice in Nigeria. It was Britain that planted fraud, hardcore fraud, stealing. It was Britain. That was why Omar Odiko ran to Britain when he stole, wait for it, £4 billion in mobile bank. Omar Odiko, a Fulani man. These are hardened criminals. They contribute nothing to the economy. They have not done anything to move the zoo forward. All they do is to loot, to ask for power, to control AK-47, and to impoverish and terrorize all of you into submission. But unfortunately for them, they never knew that IPOB was coming. No, they never knew. When we started, they were calling us all manner of names. They are not serious. Oh, they want popularity. They are miscreants. They are touts. They know nothing. Oh, they want money. They want to become popular. And at each juncture, we have defied all the expectations and all their thinking about what we have come to represent. They have failed. And that is why today the zoo is wobbling. This newspaper, Nation, concluded by saying, Nigeria got her independence from Britain on October 1, 1960. Which Nigeria? Did you create Nigeria? Did your family create Nigeria? Was Nigeria created by a Yoruba man? Was Nigeria created by a Biafran? Was Nigeria created by a Hausa man? Was it created by a Birom man? Was it Bachama? Who created Nigeria? The same Britain. Do you see how they're messing with your brains? Do you see? Because they see you as black monkeys. You people, you cannot reason. That is why they are messing about with you. Do you understand? That is how foolish black people are. And I say it everywhere without any apology. Black people are foolish by nature. Believe you me, before God and man, we are useless. We cannot reason very well. Some people listen to what we preach and they get upset. Instead of them to tell their children the truth, to say that maybe this uncle saying this thing, it is because of how we have been behaving. Our behavior is atrocious. Our behavior is bad. Look at what Facebook is doing. Facebook in Lagos is staffed by black people. Black people are there. But these black people, if you ask them how things are bad, there is no light, things are bad, the road to my house is unpassable. But the idiot is in Facebook headquarters, suppressing the truth, knowing fully well that that truth will set the people free. Without the revolution in Russia, will Russia be great today? Without the revolution in France, will France... Look, before the Russians decided to revolt, or the French before them, all this nonsense about their elders. Respect your elders. Had France been respecting their elders, will they be great today? Even Britain that you're looking at, even Britain that some of you are, do you know that Britain, there was a revolution led by a man called Oliver Cromwell? Some of you do not understand the history. The reason why the House of Windsor, the royal family, is responsive to the needs of the people of the United Kingdom was because there was a time the people revolted and they took over the government. They caught their king, Charles I, and they cut off his head. Are you aware of that? No, you don't know. So if they were there, let's respect our elders now. Do you think that the world will be where it is today? I'm asking you. After the Second World War, Japan became a major force in the world because they went to the Emperor Hirohito and said, enough is enough. We cannot go on like this anymore. And there were reforms. Don't you understand that? You dumbbells in Africa, you unreasonable monkeys from Africa, don't you ever reason, don't you understand what I'm saying? Did America not have a revolution? Did they not even go to war to end slavery? Because of what they believe in. Because that is the thing about white people. They fight for what they believe in. A useless black moron will just be there absorbing and consuming whatever garbage you feed the fool. That is why an 80-year-old man will take up a page in a newspaper and be writing rubbish, saying, I am against the Tutu agitation. I am a Nigerian. And I'm asking this idiot, did you create Nigeria? Is it a BCU or Nobanjo, whatever the idiot is? I'm asking you, did your father create Nigeria? This name that you're answering, Nigeria, who gave it to you? Your slave masters from Britain. That is why you're a nigger. That is why you're black. That is why you're unreasonable. That is why you have no running water, no electricity. That is why you have no good roads. Because you cannot, your brain cells are not functioning. When I say, they say I hate people, I don't hate anybody. I want you to wake up. I want you to wake up and do the right thing. And that right thing is to reason very well. And that right thing is to bring the zoo to an end. Nigeria must end. For people to survive, the zoo must come to an end. It was Britain that created Nigeria, not a black man. Don't you get that into your skull? The funny thing is that they keep bypassing this all the time. When it comes to this, they cleverly look for a way to bypass it. Why do you do that all the time? Why? Address these issues. Every day you complain. No light, school fees, police have killed somebody, stray bullet. Every day you complain, you complain, you complain, you complain, you complain. Look for a solution. What is that solution? You go back to the foundation of the zoo. Ask yourself this question. This Nigeria I'm dying for, this Nigeria they say is our country. Who created it? And once you've asked yourself that question, the next question naturally becomes, what was the interest of the person that created it? And from that day, you will cease to become a Nigerian. Any idiot who comes to you and says, I'm a Nigerian, you will hate that person instantly, as I do. Once you say you're a Nigerian, I hate you immediately. Because I know your brain cells are not correct. You're not a human being. 60 years anniversary. They say independence. Independence from who? Nigeria became independent from Britain. Independent from who created Nigeria? The same Britain. Did you see how foolish black people are? Luckily, I'm not one of them. And IPOB can never be one of them. That is why we set the pace all over the world. That is why everywhere you go to today, the wind is blowing. Because I say to my fellow Africans, Europe thrive on empire, the suppression of people. In Africa, it is different. People mind their business. It doesn't matter if your ethnic group is only 500 people. We respect that distinction. That is why, even if you live in townships, at the end of the day, during a festival period or during festivities, you go back to the village. But some idiots, they say, I'm a nationalist. I will get to the man's name. He say, no, buy your rubbish. Defend what you're saying. Who is a Nigerian? You then, I'll get to Onabule, I'll get to his name in a short while. I want to ask you, was your father a Nigerian? You are nearly 80 years old. Was your father a Nigerian? Was your grandfather a Nigerian? Why are you defending something that your father never defended, your grandfather never defended? Something that is actually a denigration of your great culture and heritage. Because you're a black man, you think having gone to university, having learned how to read and write, somehow that confers upon you, or maybe if you're a little bit old, you have to respect your elders. And when an elder is a complete idiot in front of you, you can see he's a fool, you say respect your elder. And I'm asking you, today you're having fun importing everything from China. Had China respected their elders, would Chairman Mao have led a revolution against their elders? No. Are you now listening? All this nonsense, respect your elders, even if they are foolish. I'm asking you, had French people been respecting their elders, would there have been a revolution in France that makes France today, or that made France to become a major global force today? Go and read your history very well. All you idiots, respect your elders. That is why you are poor, you are wretched, you are hopeless, and you're useless. And of course, you are black. Of course, you are black. Independence anniversary, my foot. Mad people everywhere. Britain created Nigeria. Nigeria is one giant laboratory with a multitude of animals in it. Animals. I want to ask that professor. I want to ask that PhD holder. I want to ask that idiot defending Asorok, saying let us go and vote. I want to ask you a very simple question. Did you create Nigeria? Did your father create Nigeria, your grandfather, your great-grandfather? Who created it? And for what purpose? Created by Britain to serve British business interests, and they are still sucking our oil and gas till this very day, because from day one, they came to take away our natural produce, and they are still taking it till this very morning. You fools, calling yourself Nigerians, idiots who cannot reason very well. All the empty boasts about Nigeria being the giant of Africa was because Britain made it so. Britain deliberately, by design, initially said, we are Britain, we want to get one over France. Understand, reason very well. There was competition, there was scramble for Africa. Portugal was there, Germany was there, all the big hitters were there, scrambling and colonizing us like a bunch of idiots, which of course we are. Let us be very honest about it. Forget all that nonsense about black pride and garbage. If we were proud, there is no way we would have allowed only 20,000 Europeans to colonize the whole of Africa of nearly 40 million people. I want you to understand that very clearly. Now listen, when an idiot comes to you to boast, we are the giant of Africa. That idiot doesn't know that being the giant of Africa, so you claim either by population or maybe by natural gas and crude oil in the ground, Britain made it so because Britain wanted to get one over France. They wanted to have a group of idiots, for them, preferably headed by Fulani people. Through them, they can now control the whole of Africa. Are you understanding me? It is in their papers. They wrote it. That's what they said. It's in their document, in their government papers. We want to create a huge nation in Africa that will have a disproportionate influence in determining the outcome of affairs in Africa. That was why they added everybody together to create you monstrosity, the damnable zoological republic. If you believe in Nigeria, you're a fool. I have asked all of them, come and debate me. I was on Heritage TV last night, of course, unannounced, impromptu. I ask anybody, if you have brain in your skull, if you believe you're a professor, if you believe you went to school, I challenge you to a debate. And I have said it always. If you can, God in heaven knows, if you can last for only 2 minutes with me, I will abandon Biafra. Mad people everywhere. All the empty boast, giant of Africa. Britain made it so, not you. Have you conquered 1 inch of territory for Nigeria before? Let me give you an example with the USA. For some of you who don't know US history. Apart from the original colonies of the North, Massachusetts, all the rest of them in the northeast of America, the rest were fought for and conquered and taken over by American forces. Some of you may remember the war. Some of you don't know that Texas is actually Mexico. Or some of you don't even know that even California is also Mexico. In Texas, a war was fought by General Hudson against Santa Anna, General Santa Anna of the Mexican army. Are you aware of that very history? Hudson, the man whose name was given to the capital city of Texas, went to war and conquered that very place for the United States of America. And I want to ask this idiot, Nigeria is the giant of Africa. We are the giant. I'm asking you, name one head of state, name one Nigerian patriot who went out and conquered the territory for Nigeria. Nobody did. The same boundary that Britain agreed with France, their next door neighbor and brothers, is what exists till this very day. In fact, they even lost some to France. We are Nigerians. In America, I want to give you an example. In America, patriots, then went and conquered land for the United States of America. I'm asking you that claim you're a patriot, Nigeria, giant of Africa. Tell me 1 inch of land you added to Nigeria since Britain drew that very boundary. The answer is 0. You're a Yoruba man, you claim you're an intellectual. You went to school, you're an elder, you're Yoruba Council of Elders. And you were there. And your fellow Yoruba people are in Benin Republic. They are in Togo. And you're telling me that you are an intellectual. You are more concerned about a janjaweed that you don't know where the idiot comes from with AK-47 killing your children in your forest than your own flesh and blood who are residing in Benin Republic. And you're telling me you're an intellectual. I am struggling to understand this type of intellectualism in these baboons and monkeys. And some of them, the older they get, the more foolish they become. The older they get, the more foolish. In Africa, you don't insult your elders. That is why Africa is poor. Because you don't tell your elders the truth. Elder Bakwok, what stupid elder are you? That you are there, Fulanis are coming and killing your people. And you know the solution is for everybody to go their separate ways. The way we were before the white man came. Before the white man came and built this useless monstrosity called Nigeria. Where Fulanis coming to kill you. Of course, they took a lot and that was it. And they stopped. You fought them and they stopped. We are Fulani people in Aga to killing people. Did they come to Ozo1 in Enugu State and killing people? Did they try to take over Ebonyi State as they're trying to do today and we're stopping them? Did they try to do that? Did we have idiots like Okezibas and all other fools like the administrator of Imo State? No. It's your useless one Nigeria that gave you all these idiots from everywhere. That is why things are not working properly. That is why people are suffering and in pain. So any idiot answering to a Nigerian is a British racist colonial product. That person is not a human being. Unless you're genuinely educated, you will not understand this. Or you must be learned. If you're not learned, you won't understand what I'm saying. You can't understand it because in your skull is that typical idiocy, foolishness of a black man from Africa. They don't reason very well. And here we are awakening everybody. Everybody. The effects of that British racist and demeaning construct is visible till this very day. They deliberately empowered a bunch of nomadic retards in Fulani that can't boast of excellence in any field, endeavor, or discipline. Unless you class cattle rearing as an achievement, even the cattle that they move from place to place is an instrument of war. The only industry they control is moving cattle from place to place. And they're even using it to conquer people, telling you we have to graze in the forest, we have to graze in your farms. That is why I reiterate my warning tonight to Ebonyi State. And like Imo State, anybody supporting Dave Umahi, any fool supporting him. He went and took money from Islamic Bank and built 4 flyovers and built a market, and some of you are so foolish. You don't understand what is going on. And the Ebonyi State is going towards Islam, going towards the north. He has given them a free reign. They can do whatever they like. They can kill our people and get away with it. And we are saying no to that. And I want Dave Umahi to understand, okay, Zipazu in Abia and the administrator, the Fulani administrator in Imo State, that our land can never, ever be taken over by Fulani Janjaweed through Miyetiala. I am telling you this, and God is my witness. I'm telling you the truth. And very soon you will see the result. I'm telling you the gospel truth. They cannot take our land. All Joes or Carlo foolishly gave them law. Look at what they are doing. Have you seen our brother with machete cut on his head all over the place in our own land? They forcibly are now taking over people's farmlands. In Law Buku and Law Panther. Courtesy of all Joes or Carlo. And he wants to come and campaign to be president. It's impossible. No, all of you know it's impossible. Not whilst we live, it's impossible. I want to assure all of them, all of these fulefus, as the little money that the Fulanis have allowed you to steal and keep, you think you can use to fight IPOB and fight what we are doing, you are fighting yourself. It is your doom. That I assure you. It is your doom that you are preparing for. I want to let them understand. All these idiots, some of them are governors, some are administrators, falling over themselves to outdo one another. in trying to please the Fulani, everybody. Hey, come on, Alhaji, I have given your people land, though. Alhaji, can't you see? Mietiala killed a lot of people, and I didn't do anything about it. Alhaji, can't you see? Please, can't you make me your VP? This idiot, that some of you fools call your political elite. Boy, are your political elite. You people are foolish. Very, very foolish. And I want them to try. Any army that comes into our land will die there. I'm telling Fulani tonight, live on air, copy it out and send to U.S. State Department as you normally do. If you come into our land with the intention of working with all these quislings, all these idiots, to take our land and give to you people, all of you will die there. I'm telling you the truth. Go and ask and they will tell you. You are telling me I'm going to get to this man's name in a short while. He was trying to denigrate the Oduduwa, the very brave Oduduwa people who have come out to stand for their right. I'm going to finish that man tonight. But before I do so, all of you clamoring for one Nigeria, all of you illiterate animals clamoring for one Nigeria, I want to remind you of something that you don't know because you're foolish. The thing about a foolish black person is that, a foolish white person, after some time they reason, they say, oh, maybe I see sense in what you're saying. They try to rationalize. But when you meet a typical foolish, useless, idiotic black person, it is almost impossible to shift their reasoning. I want to try tonight. I want to attempt to see if I can shift their reasoning for them to be able to reason properly. Because tomorrow I'm going to be live on air. Tomorrow morning, I'm waiting for that plasticine, that idiot they have, the face of an 80-year-old and the hands of Frankenstein. I'm waiting for him tomorrow morning. I'll watch, and after tomorrow morning, I'm coming live on air. Once the idiot finishes, they say he's not going to be in Eagle Square. We are waiting. We are waiting tomorrow. We dissect them. Tomorrow we finish the zoo before the whole world. So I am asking the UK High Commissioner to the zoo, the US Ambassador to the zoo, to watch the performance of that clown with Buhari hyper reality face mask. Watch it tomorrow. Because no matter how hard you try, you can never mimic a natural human face. Silicon is silicon. We are waiting for them in the morning. We have driven them away from Asarok. They are no longer there. They can no longer come out. Everything is now recorded. They cannot speak live or field questions live. Down to the might of IPOB and what we have done to the zoo. I want to remind Dave Umahi and that idiot Fulani administrator of Imo State. If we can stop Nigeria's so-called president from speaking to people, who are you, idiot? A lowly bastard, who are you? Do you know what is IPOB? Do you know how strong we are? Do you have any idea? Or is it because I've been holding men back? I don't want them to do anything. Do you know if I unleash this man, you cannot last till tomorrow morning? It's not about Boko Haram that is pursuing Zulum and he's escaping. When we pursue you, we'll get you and your tongue will touch the dirt on the ground. Because you people are foolish. Because we kept quiet. All of you, your idiocy is increasing every day. Every blessed day, your hopelessness is increasing. Every blessed day, in fact, I'm praying. As I want them in Enugu, I am praying now. Let one person get hurt as a result of this show of force. I'm telling you the truth before God and man. Also, I am saying it so that when it happens, you will know I gave the order. You will know I gave the order. That time, that terrorist you call me now terrorist in the open. Hope also, if anything happens to anybody in Imo State, I am warning everybody living in Owerri. If anything happens to anybody, any IPOB family member in Owerri, God is my witness. I will set the example with Hope Uzodinma. That others may learn. That anger that I have towards Ohaneze, I will unleash it on Hope Uzodinma. Then they will understand how upset we are. Mad people, idiots everywhere. You are fighting for one Nigeria. Some of you idiots are fighting for one Nigeria. In the same one Nigeria. Are you telling me that people from the north are more learned than those from the south? They appointed 8 judges or justices to the Supreme Court. They sent their names to Senate. In America, it's only one. When one dies, they replace it. But in the zoo, it's 8. And let me give you their names. Lawal Garaba, Northwest. Abdul Aboki, Northwest. Saulawa, northwest. Tijani Abubakar, northeast. Adamu Jaudo, northeast. Samuel Oseji, south. Emmanuel Agim, south. Helen Ogumuyi, southwest. Nobody from Igbo land is here. Not a single soul. And these are the people that Dave Umahi is working for. These are the people that the Fulani administrator of Imo State is working for. These are the people that Ibasu is working for. And I want to ask our people, when did you people acquire this level of stupidity to the point whereby you no longer reason? You no longer have any sense. You no longer have common sense. You no longer can put your thoughts together. You cannot do anything. Look at how Aba is. Look at how poor Abia State is. And what you want to do is to please. So you people are telling me that in my lifetime, I'm breathing, I'm eating, I'm alive. And the Fulani is controlling our land through some idiots that call themselves governors. Is that what you want to say to me? If you support them, you and them are in a very serious mess. I'm telling you. You people underestimate us. That's the zoo. They were underestimating us. Hell, leave them there. You know, as I want to tell them, oh, forget. Why negotiate with Nnamdi Kanu? I'm here. Who is he? He cannot do anything. But today, the zoo is rocking. That was why I said, not the translation that Bright Chimezie gave. If you look at small pot get angry and the fire quench. No, it's not that. I've never seen such horrible translation before. You people thought if you live there, Miss Grant he's talking from London, nothing can happen. But it's happening, isn't it? Can your president talk? Can he speak in the open? We caged the idiot inside that rock. We have woken up the consciousness of the people. Yoruba have risen up. Oduduwa is here. Middle belt is rising up. Who is going to stop us? Who is the idiot that's going to stop us? Who is the fool? Who is the idiot going to stop us? Pray that they kill somebody in over. Then Hope will see me. You will now see me very well. Face to face. You will now meet me. Then you know how fanatical we are about what we are pursuing. And the Lawala Garaba, the highest score in JAM, the highest performers, the best, the most academically gifted are in Anambra, in Imo, in Abia. All these places, there is no justice from there to the Supreme Court. It's people that drive cattle. And I keep asking, tell me one thing that the Fulanis have contributed towards the advancement of Nigeria. Nobody can tell me. Nobody can tell me. But their justice in Supreme Court, rigging election, giving themselves vote. And an idiot who come from our land and tell me that somehow they love Nigeria. We are Nigerians. This thing IPOB is doing. This thing Nnamdi Kanu is doing. Can you believe such foolishness? Can you believe such idiocy? You would think others did it. Atiku Denwa killed myself and got away with it. Anybody can do it. In Anambra State, it was done. But now we have raised there's a difference between when the flag was raised and when it was down. We have raised our dragon flag. An eye for an eye. If you kill us, we'll kill you. I'm telling you, be you Nigerian army, Nigeria police, Nigeria customs, if you kill any Biafran, be rest assured as night follows day, you will die. I'm saying it live, and the world is listening. I'm not hiding it. It is called self-defense. If you come to our land, if you think is those times you can come, open your gun and be shooting, you shoot them and go. One Haruna will shoot. No. As you shoot and you're going, we'll catch you on the road and you will die there. Ask those who are receiving it and they will tell you. Anyway, but I can't say anything. You know, we are noisemakers. We are miscreants. We are toothless bulldog. We can't do anything. We can't. But how can you use daily? Mad people everywhere. There was an uproar in the Senate. I'm not talking about the justices. This is your so-called Nigeria at 60. And the Fulani did not fight for this even independence that they got to flag independence from Britain. Fulani never fought for it. All of you, your collective idiocy, your stupidity, all of you from the south, your collective idiocy and hopelessness gave Fulani a comparative advantage. They lied to go on, lied to Middle Belt. Now all of you are crying. Now all of you are suffering. Now all of you understand what Ojukwu saw. That all of you, even Zeke said, elders, let us get elders to go and please. What Ojukwu saw, Zeke did not say it. And today, my leader has been vindicated. Vindicated beyond every reasonable doubt. But Zeke was an intellectual. He had PhD. He was an elder. He was there speaking grammar all the time. Ojukwu told him, Nanya, there is something I'm seeing. These people, they don't mean well for us. He couldn't see it. He was blinded by one Nigeria. They gave him one amina from Guzo. So he was confused. They gave him a Fulani girl from Guzo. They gave to Azikiwe. He was confused. Some idiots say, are you asking us to sit at home? The independence that Zeke fought for. I'm looking at this baboon. These idiots that claim that they are neo-Hanese, those idiots, those fraudulent 419ers that went and forged certificate with corporate affairs. Your eyes will clear. We are students of history. We know that Russia only became better after a revolution. We know that France became a force after a revolution. Britain became a world leader after a revolution. There must be a revolution, and it is more than ripe in the zoo. Stupid people. We are elders. You know, we respect our elders. Your elder is an idiot. Complete fool. Respect your elders. And they are hopeless people everywhere. I have not come here to suffer fools gladly. I tell you the truth, regardless of the consequences. There is uproar. Even the position that we are holding, they have given it to a northerner. Are you aware of that? Are you aware? You from the east fighting for one Nigeria. Hey, this is our Nigeria. This thing, this voice are doing is going to cause trouble. Let it cause trouble today rather than tomorrow. We'll fight this battle now rather than allow our children. I want Fulani to understand one thing. I want Hope Uzodinma to understand one thing. Dave Umai, I am telling you, when we come for you, Fulani will not save you. As I'm talking, write it on a piece of paper. When we come for you, you see Fulani. Burata is not there anymore, of course. Fulani cannot save you. So it doesn't matter how many years. If you like, pave the streets of Abakaliki with gold. You cannot fool us. It is part of Islamic Takia. They want to take over Ebonyi State. So they gave you loans through Islamic Bank to build bridges and flyovers. So when we talk about what your plans are, they will say, oh, but can't you see bridge? Can't you see market? As if are we fools? You don't know, I have studied the history of Islam. Their trickery and how they conquer people, especially Fulani. You don't know I spent years studying them. The money you used to build flyovers is not from Islamic Bank. It was not a loan. That is why they can kill our sister and they get away with it. No, nobody will talk. But once Fulanis are caught, defiling our mothers or raping our mothers, and they are dealt with, you start complaining. And you're a governor. And you're Igbo elite. These riffraffs are your so-called elite. No wonder you're hopeless. Because you are allowing riffraffs to be called your leaders. That is why they can appoint eight justices to the Supreme Court. And you're not there. And you cannot even reason and ask yourself, why are we not there? When you have Umuokoko, when you have idiots, complete fools as your leaders, what do you expect? So it was only Abaribe that spoke, as usual. Only Abaribe that spoke. Amina. Zeke, he forgot everything that he went to do. Forgot everything to fight for his people. I'm not calling you one Nigeria nonsense, talking jazz, talking rubbish about one Nigeria. The nomination of Aisha Umar by President Muhammadu Buhari, of course, that's what they will say because idiot is in a grave in Saudi Arabia. I don't know how you can be in a grave in Saudi Arabia and you are supporting somebody. The nomination of Aisha Umar by President Muhammadu Buhari as the Director General of the National Pension Commission has caused an uproar in the upper legislative chambers of the National Assembly. Some senators on Tuesday vehemently protested the nomination as soon as the Senate President Ahmad Lawan read Buhari's letter seeking Umar's confirmation as the substantive DG of the agency. The letter also named Oyinda Shola Oni as the chairman of the agency. 6 nominees, there was uproar. People were complaining. Of course, Abaribe stood up as usual and declared that Omar from the Northeast should not have replaced the former DG, Mrs. Chinelo Anohu Amazu, who is from the Southeast. They were supposed to appoint somebody from the Southeast to replace this very woman who was going. Chinelo, I know who, Amazu. But they went to the north. And the people, after looking at all the blatant, this is blatant, broad daylight nepotism, broad daylight, Fulani takeover of everything. After seeing all these things in Abuja, you come from Abuja and you're writing to this day newspaper. This thing they're doing, this we don't want our nation to fracture. You have seen Fulani here fracturing it. Can you not see Fulani what they're doing? Are you blind and also very stupid? You cannot see what the Fulanis are doing? Can't you see it? And you're in one Nigeria doing 60th celebration. Our country will be great again. Your useless zoo cannot be great because it is a zoological republic, a place filled with animals everywhere. 8 judges confirmed, none from your zone. And you come out and you're saying you believe in one Nigeria. Can you believe such nonsense? Are you telling me that those appointed, that they do better? These are Sharia judges. Sharia judges. Sharia judges. But some of you are dumb. Some of you are foolish. Some of you are idiotic. That idiocy is what I want to gouge out from the brain of a black man. A black African man is foolish. The reason why I speak the way I do, I want to surgically remove that part of a black man's brain that is filled with idiocy and stupidity. People who cannot reason. You are in Abuja, campaigning for one Nigeria. No single position. Academically, you are the best of the best. And now, everywhere is Abogi. They have filled every position. And you will come back. And they will give you $200,000. And you come back and one Nigeria. You want to be in one Nigeria. I'm telling you, you people don't know how angry we are. How many did you kill at Mpo? How many did you kill at Onitsha? How many died at Mbiama? How many did you kill during Trump rally in Iguacha? How many were killed in Enugu? How many did you kill in my house? Has it stopped us? Do you see how foolish you people are? You don't know that the more you kill us, the more hardened we become. You don't understand. It is simple logic. If ordinary Boko Haram that did not go to school can be giving you problems in your own territory in the north, imagine people like us who are educated in IPOB. Do you think it can last with us? I'm asking you. Oh, dear me. Lord, have mercy upon your wretched black souls. Have mercy on you. And now I want you to understand something. As a result of the work, you know, when we started, people, you people, every day you broadcast, every day you're talking, you're ranting. But BBC has been in existence since 1929. This idiots work for BBC. BBC Igbo. The most useless bunch of idiots I've ever seen in my life. BBC Igbo. They work for BBC Igbo. People interviewing sex traffickers, criminals, hardened drug dealers. BBC Igbo. These are the fools. These are the fools talking about one Nigeria. Every time you've been broadcast, but it's in BBC Igbo. He's telling Nnamdi Kanu, you've been broadcasting now for 4 years. What have you achieved? The BBC has been broadcasting since 1929. CNN has been there. Nobody, no stupid black man can go and say to CNN, why are you still broadcasting? Why don't you stop? I want people to appreciate how foolish the brain of a black man actually works. Especially baby Sabotua, Sabonti, Kefulefu, and those suffering from Iberiberism. They are foolish. They don't reason very well. As a result of this thing you don't want us to do, all of a sudden, everybody has now woken up. And according to Guardian newspaper in the Zoo Guardian newspaper, not the proper one in England, puzzle over Nigeria's unity as North Central rediscovers its identity. And which people made it possible? IPOB Radio Biafra. You can see Oduduwa agitation today. Which people made it possible? Because they have looked at us. Year after year, we are on it. We don't change. That is why they now have the courage for Oduduwa to come out, and we welcome it. Now that the Middle Belt have discovered their identity, we welcome it. That is the work that Radio Biafra has done. But because you people are black, you cannot quantify. Now ask yourself this question. Why is it that BBC is in, I don't know, maybe up to 60 languages around the world? Why? Because they want to impart, they want to control your mind. They want you to become anglicized. Our mission here is to impart knowledge, to make people to think critically. Not because we hate you. When I call you a zoo animal, it is for you to go back and ask yourself, why is Nnamdi Kanu calling me an animal? If you think about it, I'm telling you, before morning, you will come to the conclusion that I've actually done you a favor. We have done you a favor. Because now you can reason properly. Can't you see middle belt? Did they have the courage to rise up before? Now everybody's rising up. Down to this same IPOB, miscreants. Those miscreants. Have you seen what they have done to the zoo? People are now waking up and asking questions. What gave them the courage and the impetus to do so? It is Radio Biafra and IPOB. Nobody else. No other entity. Nobody. And of course, I will say the grace of the Most High in heaven. In heaven. People call them talking rubbish every blessed day. And you look at them and you laugh. You are coming against the most formidable, the most consistent, the most focused, the most fanatical freedom fighting movement on the face of the earth. The most fanatical. The only thing is that we have not picked up guns yet. In a big way. But it's coming. Of course, everybody knows it's coming. Fulani will provoke us. And I love what happened. I wouldn't say that I love what happened in Enugu, but I like the consequences of what happened in Enugu. Now they understand. Anything we do now, nobody can blame us for anything because we're on our own and they came to kill us. And I won't tell you what Waldo said about what happened in Enugu. People say, leave Waldo, leave them, let us. Rubbish. Evil man. Evil to the core. Evil man. With his evil entourage. Very soon. That Nigeria is more divided today. This is according to Guardian newspaper. Listen carefully to tell you how far we have gone. The work that IPOB has done. When that Ingila, that prophet was telling them, negotiate now. No, what said to Osibanja, leave Nnamdi Kanu. They are our children. I am 53 years old. He is not older than me by more than 11 years. He said, I'm his child. Hey, he said, these are our children, our children. These are people that my son is older than. They call us youths. They say they are youths. I look at them and I laugh. All these people serving Fulani interests, listen carefully to this. That Nigeria is more divided today than ever before is no longer news. Now Nigeria is divided. This is according to a conservative newspaper, Guardian. It is already manifesting with the North Central geopolitical zone that appears set to break away and seek self-actualization from the core north. People are now waking up. And that was our mission from day one. To educate the uneducatable. To educate the lazy morons in the zoo. For you, what we've been doing all these years is trying, like when you want to jumpstart a car, and maybe the battery is flat, or the kickstarter, the kick motor is not working, and you keep trying until you get that engine to start. That's what we have done. All we've been doing all these years without anybody knowing is to get your brain to start thinking, to get your brain to start asking critical and searching questions. Those questions, Facebook don't want you to ask them because they're working for the zoo. They understand, as they said before, if you want to hide something from a black man, put it in a book. What we want you to do is to open that book and read that page. Read it. The zoo was created by a white man. No black man created Nigeria. Nigeria is a British racist construct. Anybody supporting Nigeria, that person is mentally in fact, the person is more than insane. More than insane. And over the years, before they said we are mad, they don't know what they're doing. But over the years now, they have come to accept that what we are saying is actually correct. Now Middle Belt is rising up and saying enough is enough. Because now they know in the Middle Belt, if you're part of Nigeria, Fulani will come and kill you. The only reason why Fulani are in Ebonyi killing people with the help of Dave Umahi, the only reason why that administrator of Imo State, who opposed on him, wants to allow Fulani to start killing us because we are in one Nigeria. Now imagine that we have Biafra. Do you think Fulani will come and kill us in Ebonyi State? It's a very simple question. Do you think that if you had the Kwara Farm, republic in the Middle Belt, that Fulani will come from Mali, from Niger to come and kill somebody in Agatu, of course, is Biafra. They will come into Birom in Plateau and kill. Do you think that Fulani will have the courage to go to Plateau State and give themselves local government chairman in all those areas? Do you think so? If you're your own country? Now, as America is, do you think that Britain can go to America now and impose a duke or a marquis or a lord? But had America remained under British colonial rule, they would have had the right to do that. This is something that we want people to understand. Not that we hate anybody or we despise anybody. We just want to, it's just simple common sense. Ask yourself, why are the killings going on in the zoo? Why? Why are people dying in Nigeria? It's because you're in Nigeria. If Fulani had their own area, houses on their own, who will come to kill each other and take over their farmland? That is why they want to smuggle these things through the legislature. Because you're in Nigeria. They can legislate to give your waterways, your rivers, and your streams to Fulani people because you're in Nigeria. Because the Parliament of Nigeria have actually taken a decision to allow the waterways to be controlled by Miyetti Allah. But if there is no Nigeria, such nonsense cannot happen. Now, I don't know why people find it difficult to understand something so simple. And as I keep saying, any day that I pass on, the first thing I'll ask God, because of course I'm going to heaven, the first thing I'll ask God is, when you were creating the brain of a black man, what actually happened? I'm telling you the truth. I will ask God Almighty, when you were creating black people and you got to their brain, what did you take away? Or what did you put there that predisposes them to such unimaginable levels of idiocy? You are in Nigeria and you are dying. Fulani are killing you. You are dying every day. The same Fulani are in Asorok. The same Fulani control the legislature. The same Fulani control the judiciary. The same Fulani are enacting laws to take your land away from you and give to the people. And you wake up in the morning and you say, one Nigeria. May God have mercy on yours. And I have never seen such levels of idiocy in my life. I have never. And may I never ever. I'm waiting for them to unleash that demon tomorrow with a mask. An address. I will finish them tomorrow. Tomorrow I will finish them. Let them bring out that idiot tomorrow. I don't care the level of deep fake they have used. I don't care the level of technology they have employed. I do not give a damn. Tomorrow we are IPOB, the most formidable, the most credible, the most consistent, the most fanatical, the most insane freedom fighting outfit in the whole world. Tomorrow, bring out that I give you on, as the idiot is mouthing the usual rubbish that he mouths, I give you only 5 minutes. I will tell you where it was recorded. I will tell you, all they do is the mime. They play a voice and you see him miming. That is, miming means you be moving your mouth to simulate the words that is being read out. It doesn't mean it is you. That is why he couldn't address the UN live. Some of you see these things. Some of you see that his ear is bent. You can see 2 ears. You can see. I don't want to curse black people anymore. I'm telling you, I don't want to, because your stupidity is astonishing. It is mind blowing. It is astonishing. Nobody can ask. All these idiots saying one Nigeria, one Nigeria, one Nigeria. I want to ask you a very simple question. Why have you not asked your so-called president of one Nigeria? Why are you not giving us a live address tomorrow? Why are you not? Why can't you speak live in the morning? It has been a tradition in the zoo. Every monkey who's occupied that very seat from the beginning, every 1st October in the morning, they'll give an address. Why are you changing it now? Because Buhari is dead. Buhari is in a shallow grave in Saudi Arabia. You people concocted one idiot with a mask to be pretending and deceiving all of you. And I asked you a very simple question. These are people who claim they're intellectuals, people who claim they went to school. And I asked them a simple question. Look at the face of who you say is Buhari. Look at the face. Look at his hands. Look at his hands. Do they look like the hands of an 80-year-old? I am asking you, before you even look at his hands, look at the hands of an 80-year-old. You claim this because he's eating well in Asorok. The food they're cooking for him is very good. That's what the Igbo woman who is cooking ofen salad for him all the time. And I say to you, go and get me the hands of an 80-year-old millionaire anywhere in the world. George Soros, these are people who are billionaires. They are richer than Nigeria. Why are they not looking as young as the idiot in Asorok? These are the things that I expect people that went to school to be able to reason through and to fathom, but they can't. That was when this whole Jubril Buhari saga came about. Believe you me, any atom of respect I had for black people, for Nigerians, disappeared. That was when I knew that the conquest of black people, the subjugation of black people, slavery wasn't a coincidence. These are physical manifestations of the idiocy of a black man. I'm telling you the truth. Because of what happened with that clown wearing a mask in Asarok, believe you me, that was when I determined that black people are foolish. This shows you that I'm telling you the truth. You can see somebody, your grandmother is near you. She is 80 years old. Your grandfather is somewhere. Your uncles are there. Look at your uncles. Look at them. Look at the idiot little boy in Asarok. Can you not see a difference? Look at his hand. And tomorrow, you will see them, they will hide his hand. I am waiting for his hands tomorrow. You know us now. We are going to be watching them, scrutinizing them very well. They will hide his hands tomorrow, as he's been hiding his hands now. Because the last time the idiot, they claim he went to Mali, they tried to simulate the hand of an 80-year-old. And look at it. It's on my page on Facebook. Go and have a look at it. And I'm asking people, you Nigerians, you're foolish. I know that. I give that to you. Are you also blind? I know you, as a Nigerian, you are the most stupid thing on the face of the earth. But are you also blind? Can't you see the hands? Is that the hand of a human being or a monster? After seeing it, they just shrug it off. That was what led me to believe that there is something wrong with our brain. That was why God allowed white people to come into Africa to colonize us, because Africans are very foolish. I'm giving it to you raw, live and direct. African people are foolish, 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 foolish to the core. They cannot reason. That is why they are poor. That is why Africa is poor. Thanks to Radio Biafra, the North Central have now, I wouldn't call them North Central, that the Middle Belt actually, they've now woken up. Oduduwa is with us everywhere. People from Ghana, everywhere, people are rising up and saying, thanks to Radio Biafra. This, hey, you talk too much. Hey, you're what do they call it? Is it ranting or? Okoko. Okoko. Have you seen what that ranting has produced? People are now rising up. And the one thing I love, to be honest with you, I never expected this level of magnanimity from our Yoruba brethren. I never expected it. For them to rise up to say that IPOB was an inspiration. You know what that means? These are people that some people have considered to be our adversaries in the past. For them to be that magnanimous, that was when I knew that they're real. Magnanimity, that was when I knew they were real. They told me, not even in the open, you go and watch the Heritage interview yesterday, it was very, very clear. We are their inspiration. Because they have now seen the truth. And that truth is contained in our consistency, both philosophically and ideologically. Principled stance. The man's name is Bisi Akonde. Let me tell you what he said. He's an elder. Don't insult our elder. If your elder is stupid, I will not only insult him, I will hang him with facts and figures. I don't suffer fools gladly. I don't believe that your age should confer upon you some, I don't know, some, the Ashiwaju of wisdom and common sense. It doesn't mean that. Stupid people grow old. I want people to understand this. Idiots grow old. I don't have time to educate the elderly who have refused to allow themselves to reason, because the platform he's occupying is coming from the viewpoint, I know it all, we've seen it, we're intellectuals, the same old garbage. Intellectual, there is no light, no good road, no housing, no food, nothing. And there are intellectuals everywhere. Intellectuals like University of Iguacha, Petroleum Department. People graduate from the Petroleum Department of a university. The 4 refineries that should absorb them into employment are not working. But people are still being admitted to study petroleum engineering. Unbelievable. Only in the zoo. Now, let us talk about this man. Oduduwa Republic, BC Akonde says Nigeria must remain united. I want to ask BC Akonde a very simple question I ask every idiot in the zoo. Did you create Nigeria? What is the meaning of the name Nigeria? What was the nationality of your father before the white man named you, now your grandfather, so to speak, before the white man named you Nigeria? Now, what about your history? Are you saying that the history of your people do not matter? That the only thing that matters is the history created by a white man? I'm asking BC Akonde. Because he has asked those calling for the breakup of Nigeria to stop it. According to him, allowing Yoruba to break away from Nigeria might lead to war. So bloody what? Yugoslavia, I don't know where this fear comes from. Always fear might lead to war, might lead to war. But there is war already. They came to Yoruba land and they killed Pafashuranti's daughter. Have you not heard about it? Have you not heard about what Fulani headsmen are doing? Are you foolish? You are intellectual. It might lead to war, but there is war already on the ground. This is why I have no time for these fools. You call yourself an elder. You're a PhD holder, but you're a fool. If you claim that you want to go and prepare for war, then you say so. Not to come out and to discourage people. Professor Kintoye, the Yoruba One Voice, they've come out to say, we are agitating peacefully as IPOB is doing. Peaceful agitation. What is wrong with that? It's like you're in a classroom. Your teacher is talking rubbish. You raise up your hand to ask questions. Shut up, don't say anything. What teacher please clarify? That is what I did. Please explain to me why I must remain in this zoo. Tell me. Somebody have just written now that breaking news, police ban rally or protest on Independence Republic, but in their constitution, I want to remind this